All right. So here we go. Welcome. We've got a new game starting now on Fridays at 8:30 with our amazing crew right here, as you can see them all. And we are telling a new story about some Hupperdook Hijinks. At least that's where we're going to start and see where everything goes from there. But we are going to get going, and you will be able to meet our characters and players as the game progresses. And again, thank you for anyone who watches our channel, follows it, and we love you dearly. Now, we begin as these bright lights are going off over Hupperdook. Fireworks, red, pink, blue, and green, are shining off of the cold machinery down below of the main town. All the shops now are at rest. The giant things that mine for coal and the things that keep things going, the metals, the gun shops, the tinkerers shops, all are quiet as the noise from the central city fills the air. And looking away from Hupperdook, it's amazing to see this usually cold and kind of really inhospitable looking place look so colorful, so projected as this noise is going off, and underneath it all, almost drowning out the booms of fireworks, or more like making them bass drums in this symphony, is music and people laughing and cheering. There's arm wrestling competitions. People are getting drunk and pushing each other off of balconies. In the midst of craziness, tinkerers and artificers are coming together and putting up lighted signs that just say "party" really big in common. It is insane. Children are in the streets. Everybody that lives here is in the main square. It is super crowded, and it is a lot of fun. In the midst of all this partying, I'd like you to go around, say your character name, and describe them, but also describe what they are doing in this crazy circumstance.
Who do you want to start?
Joe, why don't we start with you?
Okay. Well, my character's name is Belden Typhon. I'm a Furbo barbarian. My skin is like kind of like a dark brownish plum color, and my hair is got like black hair, sort of like a reddish beard. In the area, is this all outside?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fully outside.
Okay. He would be probably just like nursing a beer, like kind of just hanging out up against the wall. He stands about, oh man, I had that marked down exactly, but it's at least 7 feet tall.
Nice.
So he's a big boy. He has a great axe, like just attached to his back. And you see like a farming sickle that's like on the side of him.
Nice.
Commoner's clothes, basically just to kind of blend in with anyone else.
Excellent.
Which doesn't help with the rest of him. But
yeah. Absolutely, this huge hulking form. I would say in the midst of this party, Belladin, this young gentleman, he looks maybe to be like 16, 17, just like black all over his cheeks, red hair, green eyes, about 4 feet tall, kind of stumbles into you, spilling like this red beverage all over your front. The fumes and like the alcohol kind of wafts up. It's some type of mixed drink. How do you what do you react to that?
Am I with the group? Like, do I already feel like I'm on the job?
Sure. I think with this, everyone right now is kind of taking stock and deciding what they're going to do in the party, like
Okay.
in this big celebration. So you're just kind of there, being where the townspeople are.
Right. I guess the reason why I'm asking is because he's kind of like a big softy, unless he's like supposed to be like.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are trying to do something right now.
Cool.
So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you know what? That was totally my fault. Don't worry about it. Have a good night.
It was my fault actually, but okay. And just kind of smiles at you. You can see there was this look of absolute fear, and then that went to like, oh, okay, good, as he started to like hurt his neck trying to look at you in the face.
I try to like clink his like whatever drink he has, which I don't even know if there's anything left.
Yeah, there's like there's like a little bit at the bottom. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and he tips all the way over to try to shake it out a little bit. As he goes, yeah, good guy, and keeps on moving.
Okay.
With that, let's go over to Caster actually.
Yeah. So I am a just under 6 foot half elf. Half elf, but very elven features. So the pointy ears, slender. However, I keep my head shaved completely bald. Clothes wise, I am dressed nice enough to mix in with the merchant crowd, but not so fancy that I can't hang out with the commoners. Wear a nice vest over my shirt. I've got 2 daggers shoved into each side of my belt. And I have a little weasel named Nash hanging out around. As of right now, we're sitting outside drinking a beer. I'm next to Dewey. We are looking around trying to find easy marks for tonight to maybe pick a few pockets or run a quick con.
Nice.
So yeah.
Very cool. So I'd say you look aside as you're trying to kind of spot somebody, and you see somebody who's this person's like they have purplish skin, some horns. So you could tell they're kind of tiefling. They're wearing these like, kind of more colorful clothes. You're not sure where they're from, but they're definitely not from here. And what really hits you, I think, is the fact that their pockets are much heavier than they normally should be. Most people know better in Hupperdook than to walk around with a lot of coin, but this person has definitely more than anybody else thinks is wise to come to this main celebration with. What's your reaction?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is kind of give a quick elbow jab, Dewey, point them out, and then see if the 2 of us can't come up with a plan. They look like tourists.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely not from here or have been here long.
All right. I think we might be able to whip up a few Hupperdook souvenirs. Make them look real nice, and see if we can't offer them something for a little bit more money than maybe it's worth.
All right, Dewey, you just feel this sharp jab in your ribs as this person's pointed out to you. As the camera pans over to Dewey, what do we see?
So I look over and notice the same thing. I notice that also a tiefling. So I kind of have an idea of what might be on their mind in a new place, and I agree that we have probably found a likely candidate to make a little bit extra money tonight and possibly use it to celebrate.
Absolutely. So I think as you 2 are kind of looking out and figuring out what's happening, I think Jax, you're kind of seeing this whole thing. You saw the drink go over to Belden. You see Dewey and Caster kind of sizing up maybe the next mark. And what are you doing? Where are you just chilling out at the celebration?
So Jax is disguised as this human form with like his golden dreadlocks and a small beard and very colorful clothes, very nice quality too, and he's just juggling some balls and trying to get some coins while his small like monkey, I guess, or something is running around. Sort of familiar.
Okay. Very nice. You said you're trying to get some coins?
Yeah, just juggling and doing like a performance, a quick performance.
Okay, yeah, I see. So I see.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, make a performance check for me. Let's see how this goes.
First
just
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you roll here? Like, you should roll from D20.
You can roll from D&D Beyond if you want. It's up to you, or you can roll right in front of you. I'm good either way.
Just
Thank you, DM, for that.
are you seeing the roll? Sorry, are you seeing the roll if I click on D&D Beyond? Because
I did not see. You might have to tell me.
okay, I just
Let me see here.
let me reload to see if it just loads it.
Yeah, it didn't come. It has not come through on the game log. So,
Yeah, just reloading.
yep, that's fine. Get the kinks out. It's all good. Sign this up.
Okay. That's the first time with StreamYard.
Mhm.
Okay. Performance. Go. Virtual tabletop. Oh, it's not counting the virtual tabletop, so I'll just roll. It's 14. It's not that much.
13. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of entertainment going on. So you're juggling. What are you juggling?
3 daggers, let's say.
Okay, yeah. So you're doing this dagger juggling with a 13. You're doing pretty good. You're not cutting yourself. I think you're probably getting 3 to 4 going, and there's a modest crowd. Like, I think the ones that happen to be getting their drinks or flirting or doing their crazy antics near you stop to watch for a few minutes. It's not drawing a huge crowd, but there's definitely there. And I'd say even from this, we're going to say that you get about 3 silver. Some of it's in copper and those type of things people are tossing. Because like a beer is like 2 copper, so they're giving you the price of a beer here or there. Here's 2 copper. Here's half a beer. These types of things as they're happening, but ultimately it's going to be about that amount as they're clapping. That's really cool. So I think with that, let's go over. I think here Belden.
Well,
What? Yep.
I mean, I see Jax make a little bit more money than we've made tonight, so I'm going to cast Prestidigitation and go after those daggers.
What are you doing?
Make it a little bit harder for him to juggle. Maybe a puff of wind right in his face.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do this with Prestidigitation. Yeah, give me a straight intelligence roll, caster, and then Jax, just do a Constitution saving for like a concentration check.
All right, that was a 5.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing Gaster roll, but you don't see mine, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing yours come up.
Why?
Are you on your characters that's in the campaign?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Like, it's the campaign Friday.
Yeah, because you made a bunch of checks earlier that I did see. I think, or no, that's Dewey.
The same virtual tabletop not found.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you on here.
Yeah.
But you can tell me the number. It's okay.
22, but
22. Yeah.
I really want
Yeah.
to work.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, yeah, this puff of wind comes by and blows Jackson's hair like shh. And so it actually kind of, I would say you actually make an additional silver because now more people are coming around. They're like, oh, because it gives like this very cinematic look as people are like, nice, wind blowing from everywhere. Like he's doing magic and juggling. This is fantastic.
Belden's just over in the corner. It's pretty cool.
Can I notice the intrusion? And I give him a look.
Yeah, you can totally give him a. What type of look do you shoot him at this after succeeding?
A thank you one.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Love it.
Dewey very much enjoys this.
I mean, he was helping.
Yeah, of course he was. Right? So I think Bowden, what are you feeling? You're definitely seeing Dewey and Castor, in addition to their hijinks, kind of size up this next mark. so to speak. Just what's your what's your movements?
Am I getting any sort of like interaction from them of like, hey, like keep a lookout, like sort of thing? Because
I think you're just recognizing this as them, as that they're going to come up with something, and so usually, I think in these situations, probably they rely on you to figure out what to do. Like I don't think there's like they kind of figure out what they're going to do, and
they
kind
rely on me.
Yeah, they kind of like we're going to do our thing,
no.
and then you figure out how to back them up. Is my guess here.
Right. Okay. Well, with my intelligence of 8,
think of it as more is you don't want to get involved, so you can make sure the guards aren't around for us.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll say. I think the first thing I would do is I would be sure that I saw that correctly. So I would just like go up to Castor, who I assume is just the leader of this group, and say, "Hi, they seem like right for the pickings."
Definitely. Did you see the size of the bags on the big one?
They were really low to the ground, but yeah, I saw them. What? Do you want me to start talking to the guards or something, or
just keep an eye around, make sure that no one comes and bothers us.
okay? I start to kind of like motion my way to make sure that I'm also keeping an eye on the members as well, just to kind of see. I feel like I'm more or less pretty much the crony of like I'm doing all the like hard labor while they're figuring out what to do.
Nice.
So I'll just try and keep an eye, make sure that I'm constantly watching them and trying to watch for the guards too.
Excellent. I like it. Go ahead and make a perception check to see how well you do.
Not great. 6.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you feel like you're doing a great job.
There's a lot going on.
There. I mean, it is. There's all this. So in this and all this, I would say, in all of this commotion, the one you're looking at is beginning to move a little bit, move to other parts. What, Castor and Dewey? What are you doing?
I mean, you're a tiefling. They're tiefling. Can you go stop them, talk to them, get their attention?
Yeah, I'm going to make this guy feel a little more comfortable because he clearly feels very out of place. As an entertainer, I'm just going to try to chat him up for a little bit and wait for my partner to kind of give me the signal that he's going to make his move.
Absolutely. What do you do? Like, what are you going to do to kind of put him at ease?
I would approach him and just ask him if he has been here before, assuming that he's going to say no, and ask him what he's doing here, ask him if he's ever listened to music or been to a place like this.
Is there one or two of them? Just the one, right?
You spotted the one initially, as far as what you could tell. All right. So you go up and ask him, he kind of looks at you and kind of does, it's an interesting view of like, actually go ahead and make an insight check for me, Dewey.
Okay. I'm very new to this, so what roll would I roll?
So if you find insight on your skill list, and if you're using D&D Beyond anyway, and you just kind of click on that modifier, it'll roll in D&D Beyond. Otherwise, you would just roll a D20, and you'd add what that modifier is next to insight.
Oh, cool. Got it. 12. Or 14. 14.
Yeah, 14. Perfect. So the 14, I think, see a look on the face that's a little, like, it's funny. There's this recognition of, oh, another tiefling, and then almost like, oh, wait, another tiefling.
Right.
In that, yes, this is my first time here. It is quite loud and very, there's a lot going on.
Well, it can be very difficult in the city, but you should enjoy yourself. And this place is meant, in the daytime it's meant for work, but at the nighttime we're here to enjoy ourselves. So what do you want to use? What are you here to do? What are you here for?
Huh. Honestly, I think I heard of this place, and I have to say I did not expect this at night. I'm here more to find, I would say, the factories. I'm kind of a workman myself, and wanted to see this famous products of Hupperdook.
I'm gonna walk up, throw my arm around Dewey, and get in on the action, and ask him if they've had any of the local ale. If he would, we were about to go get some. Would you like to come with us? We'll buy you some ale. We could show you around the city, take you to the best parties tonight.
I think he goes. I think this might be enough of a party for me tonight. I think I'm just trying to. I'll find a place maybe to stay. I've heard of an inn nearby. I might be going that direction.
Oh, we could definitely walk you to the end. There's a lot going on out here. There's a lot of unsavory characters that hide amongst all this people. We have a good friend over there, Belden, that big tall fur-blood Belden. Can you give him a wave? He keeps us safe. Maybe we could walk with you.
Okay. I'll tell you, Caster. Go ahead and make a deception check.
At this point, Belden walks up and goes, Are you needing me? Hello?
So that's a 22.
22.
Wow.
Oof. Yeah,
He
he
just
goes.
gives you his money.
Yeah. Okay. That is very kind. Yes. I think the inn was this way. If you, I appreciate the help. I do.
Do you remember the name of the inn? Maybe we could take you on a shortcut, or make sure you're going the right way.
I think it's that one over there. Yes, that's definitely. He actually kind of goes, the smiling lady. Yes, the smiling lady. As he kind of very obviously looks and reads a sign and tells you what it says.
Well, sure. Let's go in there. And then I'd lean over and tell Dewey that if we're going to make any money tonight outside of this, that maybe he can play for our lodging that night. And then we walk this gentleman over. What's your name, by the way? You're here? You said you're a business guy. I mean, what else are you doing here?
My name is Abram, and I'm simply here, as I said, just to look at the wondrous wares of Hupperdook. Possibly see what I can purchase for my own ways.
Great. And then, I guess we'll start walking that way.
Okay.
So
As we walk by Jack's, sorry, I was just gonna kind of give you the eyebrow to let you know where we're going.
So seeing my friends going, I'll just close my show, mingle into the crowd, and I want to get out of the crowd disguised as a crown guard. And I'll just walk by my friends within the natch, and once the group, the four of them are like a little bit more like on the streets, I'll go and halt, stop. I'll stop them.
I love this. Yeah. Yeah. What?
I was just gonna say, Belden immediately goes into his distract the guards things like, yes, I'm so glad you're here. There was a commotion that happened right out there, and like I'm starting to kind of like somewhat just body language, like I'm not aware of who he is at all.
Right.
So I'm like body language, like trying to like push him away.
Yeah. So I think we've moved to like the side of this inn, and there's like the smell of piss and all this stuff right in there. Like, I mean, people just. In fact, at this point, you see a fun feature of Hupperdook where all the streets are slanted to sewers enough as this is kind of an expected. There's not good outdoor facilities, we should say,
Right.
and so people just kind of let this happen, especially in the alleyways, and it runs down. but you're there. This guard stops you. That is Jax, though you don't know, and yeah, Jax. Belden's just kind of trying to get in your way. What do you all do?
I mean, I try to disguise as the same guard we used in previous cons, but I guess it's hard, right?
Belden's an 8 intelligence. That's what Joe's playing.
So yeah, I'll I get my familiar monkey will just run into my legs at some time, so that might give you a clue. But I would say halt. I'm gonna look at Tiefling and be like, my friend, are you okay?
Yeah, I am not okay. I think I would just like to go. I would just like to go back. That is what I would like to do. I want to go back to that. That's he's looking very nervous, and he starts to turn around to do just that.
What is he heading back to the party?
He's starting to try to get back out of this alleyway.
Where are we? We're in like an alleyway. It's just us.
Yeah, you're in
Okay.
just you. You're just off of. You're not like very far away, but you're enough where no one's really looking down here. It's very dark.
Okay. I step in front of him.
I would like to try to do a minor illusion of like a loud bang nearby.
Okay.
To try to like alarm this tiefling into seeking our protection.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put a hand over on Belden and just kind of nudge you back a little bit.
Okay.
I'll look at the Crown's Guard in front of us, see the monkey running around, and kind of nod at the Crown's Guard, and then grab Dewey and just say, "Listen, we just want to be helpful. He's a tourist. We wanted to show him, make sure he got to his inn okay tonight, but we're good." And then I'll let them turn around and walk away and try to pick his purse as he turns and walks away with the Crown's Guard.
Okay. So the idea here is to kind of let the Crown's Guard escort him back.
Yeah, the person that's the authority figure there that's going to be helpful.
Absolutely.
And put the gentleman at complete ease, so that he feels 100% safe as he's turned his back to us.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I play off the step. In that case, I play off the stepping in front as like I'm just a little woozy from drinking.
Okay, gotcha. So you kind of making him dodge you, maybe going back in there. Yeah. So, Caster, I'll say go ahead and make sleight of hand with advantage. I think everybody's helping you pull this off right here.
Ouch. It's going to be a 10.
10. You go into, you reach into the pockets, and which it's really, you go in, and the goal as you go into these pockets, right, is to not touch anything but what you're looking for, right? You're not trying to touch the fabrics. You expertly flatten your hand, and you get in there, and as you're going further and further down, it's like kind of unusual. You're like, here's my fingers up to my knuckles, and you get, I think, just above your wrist without getting to anything, and you realize that just by looking at this bulge and looking where your hand is, in physics this is not making sense. And then he moves, and you're kind of distracted by this, and you forget to pull your hand out. But what happens is the fabric just passes through your hand.
Okay.
As you coming off as if your hand was in nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna do another elbow over to Dewey and just ask him, "Did you notice that?" My hand, it went right through it.
It was very strange, seemingly magic pants.
I mean, I think it was an illusion and better than anything you've ever pulled off.
We could find out.
What you do see is kind of as you do that, and he's turning around, kind of clocks the clown's guard, and he starts muttering something, kind of makes a motion with his hand, and there's this gray energy that kind of just comes off in a radius around him. And I need real quick here. Let's see here. It's probably going to be so Caster and Dewey. What's your HP right now?
24.
$18.
18, and then Jax, what's yours?
HP or AC? Sorry.
18.
No, HP or AC?
Hit points, HP.
Oh, 24.
24. Okay, yeah. I know Ballad's going to be high. So yeah, Dewey, you kind of everything goes black. You guys watch Dewey just kind of fall right onto the pavement. And I think, Jax, you kind of don't see this. Your back is turned and moving, but you three, Dewey goes down. This guy kind of hurriedly steps and is trying to get into the main area about this time, or right at this moment, as he's moving in a hurried step. You're kind of like looking at you. It was obvious he just did something to Dewey. There are shouts among the crowd as you just hear, like, it's interesting. At first you hear like it's almost like a roar of some word being shouted, and as it gets louder, everything else starts to get quieter. Like people stop playing, people stop talking. Eventually the fireworks stop. The fireworks actually are on auto, so they do not stop now that I think about it, but everything else does stop. So in the midst of these booms, bass drumming fireworks, there's just people going, "Goblin! Goblin! In disguise!" And there's these screams, and people begin, just all this happens very quickly, begin to start to move away.
I would first check on Dewey to make sure that he's okay.
All right. Make a medicine check for me.
Sure. 21.
Nice. Dewey's asleep. He's snoring. There's some drool coming down his face.
But I can determine that it's sleeping, not like unconscious.
It's clearly sleeping
Okay, cool.
with a 21.
Then I'm pulling my axe out and like getting ready to chop some goblin heads. My like whole demeanor completely changes from like the sort of person to just full on attack mode.
You got it.
How close was the sound or the screens to us? Like, we're in an alley, so like right outside the alley, or a little bit away, or
you were, yeah, I would say it's definitely in that thoroughfare, like in the main areas there. So as far as the sounds, the closest shout's probably only 30 feet away, but like the furthest one could be maybe more 100, 200. So it's it's hard to kind of get. You've not cited what the problem is just yet, I would say. So,
I think I'll see Belden over with Dewey and know that Dewey's taken care of, and then I'm gonna look for Jax to see what he's doing at this moment.
So, seeing Oleg Munchen, I'm gonna shout to the Tiefling, "You stop right there! You don't walk in this city attacking our citizens." And then I'll be like, "Whoa!" and see what he's doing. Do you want me to roll perception or something?
Yeah, I'd say at this point he's running into the crowd. He starts screaming, "Goblin, goblin!" like kind of those types of things, and runs in. You feel that he's convinced that you are a Crown's Guard because you rolled that 20, and he is ignoring you very purposefully.
Okay.
So you have deceived him successfully. He's ignoring the Crown's Guard.
Okay.
And
I'd say at this moment, I'm gonna have us, just for the because a lot of things are going to happen here quickly. We're going to roll for initiative.
Are you seeing my rolls on D20 now?
You know what, initiative I don't think shows up on my. Let me see here. Oh, it does now. So they fixed it. For the longest time, it never worked. All right, so let me get this. Excellent. So that was an 18 from Jax. All right, Dewey.
Oh, is that just a D20? I'm assuming.
Yes, D20 plus your initiative modifier.
It's going to be 12 for me.
Okay, Caster's got 12. Bowden,
16.
16. And Dewey, that looks like a 22?
Yes.
Very nice. Yeah, so almost every roll is going to be a D20. Like, if it's not a D20, I'm going to tell you. Or damage. Damage isn't going to be D20s, but everything else, any check or save, that's always a D20.
Cool. Got it.
Perfect. So I'll roll that, and here we go. All right, so in this moment, Dewey, you're actually going to act first. So I would say what you're saying is you see this tiefling gentleman that you've been messing with. Actually, no one woke you up. You're asleep, Dewey.
Oh, what a waste of a 22.
Jax, it's your turn.
So, can I command my familiar to go and wake him up while I run?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, absolutely. So how does your monkey wake Dewey up?
With his tail, his nose.
Oh, okay. So the sneeze effect there, just absolutely. We'll do the start of his turn. And what are you doing, Jax?
I'll just disguise myself again, like a commoner I saw earlier before on Super, and just look at everyone. Let's go.
Okay. Are you looking back? Are you trying to keep pace with the tiefling, or?
No, we'll talk to him tomorrow. I
Okay.
just like myself.
Yeah, you're just disguising yourself to not look. Okay, perfect. Bowden, what about you?
I am moving, weapon drawn, towards the area of the crowd, just pushing people out of the way.
Okay.
Assuming that I'm looking for that tiefling.
Okay, you want to clock that tiefling.
Correct.
So you're pushing away. Absolutely. Make a perception check for me.
Sure. Dang it. 8.
8. All right, you're beginning to move through. You're pushing people. It's hard because I think your angle, you're seeing a lot of the tops of heads that look very similar from here. So you're just like what was that hair color? And you're trying to get it all out.
I'm just Andre the Giant, just telling people to move.
Yeah, like, everybody move!
Move!
And people are just kind of very upset and scatterbrained. Yeah, and I would say what you do pick up with that 8 is you hear like someone scream, and that scream turn to like a liquid choke that you very much recognize as someone's throat that's been slit. And I would say you get sort of the direction that's in somewhere in front of you. Caster, is your turn.
I'm going to make sure that the Jax's monkey is waking up Dewey, and then I'm going to run forward, put my hand on Belden's back, and just let him part the waves of the crowd for me. And then I'm going to take my weasel and just tell him to go fetch, and have him start searching the crowd, jumping from shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, Weasel's going.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Got a little height advantage, and he's safer up there.
Absolutely. Give me a perception check for the weasel. So using the weasel's modifier. So if he doesn't have the perception skill, that would be the wisdom modifier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I should take this time to show everyone we've got a mix of people who are very
Yes.
veteran here, and as well as pretty much brand new players. So we're going to be got a good mix of types here. So
All right, so that's going to be a 12. His modifier is the same as mine. So
okay, the 12. Okay, so again, you're having the weasel do that. You're not seeing through the eyes or anything. You're not exactly sure how well he's doing, but that is noted. And then I would say, since you're right with Belden, yeah. I would say this time, yeah, you hear the distinct kind of like scream of like a young scream of like a girl, like some type of like at least that pitch, a feminine type of pitch. Coming from, as you hear like a much deeper feminine voice just yelling, "Tressa, no!" And the screams probably about 30 feet kind of to your left, kind of start to forward to your left a little bit, kind of take a renewed horror. You can kind of tell that as that's happening.
in that case, I'm going to kind of like a running back, kind of guide Belden in that direction. From
Okay,
behind
so you
him.
kind of make your that, hey, we got to get over there.
You tap me left.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just picture dodgeball when like you have like Dwight just ducking behind the big guy.
Exactly. Do we get over there? Or?
We're getting there.
Sorry.
No worries. Yeah, you're close enough for this. So it's interesting, Caster. You're looking and it's you actually see, what's your weasel's name? Did you name him?
Yeah, Nash.
Nash. Okay, yeah. So you see Nash there, and Nash starts to make this high pitched chittering and kind of like is on someone's shoulder and is like elongating their body off the shoulder, distinctly pointing, and you kind of clock this the tiefling, and as you do, you see them hold up this amulet, or this what it looks like, it's almost like a crystal, but it's weird. It's like it's crystalline, but it's basically made as an outline of a shape, a 12-sided shape, and it's hollow on the inside. And you see that he concentrates briefly, and the inside of it turns gray. And there is a blast of energy that you seem to see. But there's a sense deep inside of you that you feel your connection here to something deeper, something that you know very well. And you realize that at this moment you have a series of choices. You can let this affect you the way it's going to affect everybody else, or you can choose to sidestep its effect based on what you know it is, as though it's meant to go after a certain type of person, and you're a mixture of those two type of people, and therefore you could ignore this, and because of close proximity of your party, you could ignore it with your whole party.
I think that instant of recognition, I think I'm just gonna kind of let it wash over me. This is the second time I've seen something like this.
Okay, so you just let the effect happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In that case, you see this flash, and then he's gone. See, Caster's pointing at nothing. And in a few seconds, all of you hear people kind of saying, "Where'd they go? Where are they? Where are they?" And we're leaving initiative as the crowd kind of begins to die down, and there was this threat, and no one seems to be able to locate this threat. What do you all want to do?
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Absolutely. Sorry, who was casting that? I just
Belden.
Bowden. Thank you, Bowden. 100%. So you get. Let me double check this.
So no.
There's a fleeting effect that just seems to. So there's not an active effect going on.
Okay.
And I mean, there are different people who have different types of magical items on them that you definitely see little
Right.
auras from. But there is nothing that's totally grabbing your attention at the moment. I'll show you later. But you do see that there was that's fleeting away an intense transmutation or around. And give me a quick Arcana check, actually, an Arcana check.
Well, I'll try. Oh, 14.
14. Yeah, I would say that with a 14, this was a extremely powerful spell.
Okay.
That was the extremely transmutation spell that was just cast and is now just kind of the effect's totally gone. This is just the last bits of energy that's
Okay.
returning to the weave.
But it's intimidating to me.
Yeah, like it's far beyond anything that you've heard of. I think as far as like it's so I'll just say just to give you the player an idea, this is clearly 9th level magic.
Got it. I stop in my tracks immediately, and I mean I'm trying to survey the situation, but I realize that pursuing this being may not be to my benefit.
All right, everybody else, what are you doing?
Actually, I go back and get Dewey.
Yeah, well, Dewey, you just wake up and you see this craziness. I mean, there is monkey butt in your face with its tail, and
definitely confused, and like still like within eyesight of everything that's kind of going on.
yeah, you see the backs of your party. No one else has an idea of the spell, though, right? So you have no idea what this. You don't know that anything happened, right? You're just coming up and you're assuming everything is how you left it.
I would be asking some very hard questions to the party, like where is this guy, and what did he do? Here's the monkey.
I'm gonna walk back with Belden and just I don't know exactly what happened, but I know it's important for me. So I'm gonna just walk over, throw a hand out for Dewey, and just tell him you screwed it up, man. And I'm pretty much done for the cons for the night.
Who did you say this to?
To Dewey.
To Dewey. Okay. You just fell asleep. Are you all right? Like you do this often?
I feel great. We should have a trust.
Belden. By the way, how many times have we run the guard routine? You know it's Jax.
I didn't see the bloody. I didn't see the monkey.
Well, I mean,
The monkey always gives it away. You guys all look the same to me.
So while this is happening, I'll just feel a bit proud to understand or to gather information about what happened, right? Like investigation, and then I'll just walk to the party in the alley.
All right. Sorry, I missed the last part of your sentence. What were you doing?
I'll just walk around the crowd a bit, investigate what's happening there, and what people saw, and then I'll just walk to the party.
Absolutely. Make an investigation check.
Five.
Yeah. I don't think you get much. You do clearly see I think there is a dead female gnome that looks maybe was 8-9 years old. And there's another like male who this one is more like dwarven features that appears to probably have been maybe 21, 22. And then I think even in this Belden, you even see that there is another person. The gentleman who spilled their drink on you has a dagger in their back, and is lying face down amidst the guck of the streets and the sewer that kind of happened in this attack. So there's crying. There's the kind of gnome and dwarven guard that's like Hupperdook's like private thing, and then there's the more empire-driven Crown's Guard. There's kind of two police forces here, and they're starting to work together, trying to piece this entirely. And it's really quick, but they're beginning like this. It's somewhat interesting. I would say as your minds go back, you do realize that maybe the presence of the guard wasn't as good as it should have been. That seemed like a good thing a little while ago, and now maybe something darker.
Yeah.
But yeah, what from here? What do you guys like to do with all this?
Can I get as close as can I get to the guy who spilled the drink on me before the guards do?
Yeah, I would say it's a slow enough process here that you can do that.
I pull the dagger out of his back and I say, it really was your fault, and I wipe it on him.
I love it. You can. Are you pocketing that dagger?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Take it.
Okay. If I may.
Yeah, I would say with that, I need a sleight of hand check.
Sure. 15.
15. With it, that's enough commotion going on. You take it, put it in real quick. People aren't really paying attention. I think they just assumed you were somehow mourning this person and didn't really see what you did.
Oh, with the heroic thing, I would have had proficiency in stealth. Are we still running that?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would have been 17?
Perfect.
17.
Yeah, you're good.
Did I see Belden take that dagger?
Make a perception check. So 21. You saw Belden take that dagger.
Oh, cool. I just want to make sure that I lock eyes with him and then go back to checking on Dewey, and Jax is around us.
I think Jax is kind of more investigating further out from all of you. Like you see him, but
so I'm gonna pull Dewey up and head towards the little girl, I guess, and see, is there anything that I can tell with her? What's going on with her?
You see, actually, I'll take that perception from before. You see, two older, gnomish, a man and a woman. They're crying over this still not moving child's body. Kind of their tears mixing with kind of this blood flow that came from her neck. Nice clean slice. There's people who've kind of backed away. They don't know quite what to do. It's almost weird. There's almost in the commotion of people clearing for the Crown's Guard, there's almost like this 5-foot circle of like nothing that's kind of happening around them, but because people don't know what to do. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think, is there anything else around like where the disappearance happened that we can notice anything? Or, I mean, I have some things I need to work out. But...
Okay. I would say I think for what you're looking for, this might be investigation check.
10.
It's 10. I think with all the you're trying to kind of piece stuff together, and with all the movements, you're not able to get any more information right now.
I see the. I assume eventually I would see the dead girl as I'm like following Caster.
Yes. I would say right now, I think as the time passes, everyone can see what everyone else has noticed at this point.
Okay. As soon as I see her, like, I would say I have some like. I look like I'm about to like puke, and I back up into the corner, like knowing this is not my field. I don't want any part in this at all. And feeling like maybe there was some sort of part that we had in this, and now feeling really guilty about it.
Gotcha.
Are there any Crown's Guard already around?
I think I guess it depends. They're beginning to come. If you would like there to be, we can let them come. We're just kind of, it's probably the first 30 seconds where you're trying to, it seems like you're trying to take advantage of no Crown's Guard. So you should have a little bit more time if you want it.
I'm interested in somebody yelling goblin, but we didn't see any goblins. If there are actually goblins around, that's what started this whole process.
Gotcha.
So I want to check to make sure there's no other goblins around. Maybe ask people what direction they saw goblins, who was yelling goblins.
Yeah. I think major investigation. I think really by the you look around, you start to kind of see who, and then you do see some Crown's Guard questioning a dwarven man and dwarven woman off in the corner, and I think you just kind of hear, "I saw them," and then you can't hear much else. So to give you that sense of that where it's going. Now, if you'd like, you can try to get closer. If you want to hear more, if you want to eavesdrop, you can let me know.
Yeah, I think I'll try. Just kind of figure out what the whole situation is. I mean, I know the one person disappeared, but I'm curious if there were others involved.
Sure. So that's Caster, and Belden's done a lot. Dewey and Jax, anything else that you two are trying to do in this moment?
Similar to Belden's feelings, I kind of see this, deceased kid and feel like I have responsibility with it, and that feeling gives me resolve to try to almost happened and who this mysterious tiefling was, and I would really just try to look around and see who was if there was anyone who was suspiciously calm given the circumstances or anything of that sort, and then would attempt, if anything, if any individual person or creature aroused my suspicions, I would try to use detect thoughts on them to try
Perfect. To. Yeah, Dewey, go ahead and make an insight check.
Cool. $18.
With an 18, you look around, and I would say everyone's reactions seem pretty normal to you. They seem baseline. You have people processing shock in normal ways. Some trying to maintain calm and kind of thinking about what their next object is. Some experiencing hysteria. Others are just, there's some that are you see a few shopkeepers who are still chopping onions to fry and do different things, but it's they're blank in the eyes, as though they're just doing something to process some horror. Someone even brings a plate of like some type of something fried you can't see from here over to the family, not sure what to do, but you don't get any out of place emotions, I would say. Jax, anything that you were doing during this time?
Yes, I try to get close to the guards, especially if I see like a captain or lieutenant or something, and try to figure out what they're talking and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Nah, 7.
7. Okay. And then I think at this time, Dewey, give me a stealth check as well.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Caster. That's what I meant.
15.
15. Okay, so you're trying to eavesdrop on this conversation, and with a 15, again with the commotion, and I think you kind of are taking. You kind of see that there's one line of people exiting, kind of to go down a little bit from the main area, another exiting up, and what you're able to do is kind of keep your path to go with the down people to you go up to the up people, just to kind of continually keep this distance away, kind of back and forth from them as they're around this tree, but always kind of blending in and looking like you're in a direction that's appropriately traveled. But what you're able to pick up is the one's talking to the garden, going, the woman at this point is, she's just saying, "Wow, the goblin was there. I saw him stab Teresa, and then he wasn't there. I just saw him, and then I saw Teresa's mother, Kepra, behind, and it like that. I don't I think the guy kind of marks, it's kind of here and Mark like kind of shock must be a problem in here, and the dwarven man is kind of saying, he's got a more like, it looks like bits of food in his beard. Looks like he was partying very hard. He's a little drunk. He's going, yeah, I saw it. It's killed. It was attacking people after we revealed. In fact, I tried to give him a drink, and he looked like another dwarf to me until the drink went through his head, as though there was no head there, and then I saw through whatever magic it was using, and it was a goblin, and I yelled, and then he was gone."
Okay. I'm going to go back to Belden and Dewey, and Jax, I'm assuming I'll kind of ask him to come along.
Yeah, you
So
start
we're
to
all
look
good
for
now.
Jax, and you see Jax handcuffed and shackled as he got way too close to some grounds guard doing official police business with that 7, and was kind. You actually, it's kind of interesting. They shackled him to a tie up for a horse,
Okay.
and they've walked away from him.
I was just about to say,
They're kind of just there, and they're just kind of like basically, Jax, they're kind of like, we'll teach you a lesson there, and just kind of tied you up and left. Absolutely, like, yeah. Let's see you sleep it off in this position, and learn to mind your own business in the future.
I was just about to say there. Oh, okay, that's the session. We're saving chats.
Yeah.
Cool.
With all of this, they are a little understanding, but they still want to make their boundaries very
Sure.
known. I think that wouldn't necessarily have been the case always, but they're kind of.
Have we had any trouble with the Crown Guard lately, or like, should we be worried about that as far as like recognition of our faces or anything?
I would say that I would say you get that in general. There's Crown's Guard that know you're all shady to some extent. Though if they had something, you'd be in a dungeon, right? If they had caught you, but they're that the ones probably first investigating this right now probably aren't the ones that you have issues with. They're not the ones who have this kind of better beat, so to speak. But should you go deep enough, you probably will find some that do not like you at all.
Okay.
If possible, I would like to try to cast suggestion on like one of the higher ranking guards to try to make them feel, for some reason, at ease with just leveling with me, and then try to just like gently approach them and ask them like what happened here, and try to glean as much information as possible.
You got it. So you find so you're actually going for Crown's Guard here. There is a crown there. You're the one that does have a purple kind of sash that's coming from their left shoulder down, and you know that is some type of ranking there. So what do you say? So you go up, you make this. What does this look like for you to cast this?
From my understanding, the spell kind of works as like I can give them like a limited idea, kind of like like verbally give them a limited idea.
Yeah. So ask what. So you have to speak it in a sentence or two. So what do you say is what I'm asking. Kind of give what you say to them.
Listen, I just want to help. I just need to know what happened.
Okay. 100%. So I'll make their wisdom save. What's your DC? So if you go into your spells part of it, there should be like spell modifier, attack modifier, and then spell DC in there.
14.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, cool. So he wrote a natural 2.
Sweet.
So you ask him what happened. He goes, yeah, the reports are very limited, but yeah, I'm sure you could help. So I'll tell you. It seems that 2 goblins were spotted using some type of illusionary magic. They were people tried to apprehend them. They fought back, very well trained. From what we can tell, they were moving in and out. Good with their daggers. Yeah, he'll give you this. He goes, they each had this mark on their face of with goes a pentagon within a larger pentagon. And he goes, that's about all we and then just as quickly as they were noticed, they I guess blinked out of everyone's sight. And then no one could hear them, no one knew what was going on. All that was left was 3 dead bodies.
I mean, I'm gonna head over with Belden, or just kind of.
Yeah. Is there Dewey? Is there anything else you're trying to get out of this moment, or because the suggestion is to tell you everything? So if you could ask follow-up questions potentially here.
Like any insight into where they went, or like what that marking could mean.
I have no idea. He's going to talk to you. I have no idea what it is. Where they went, we have no clue. I mean, he kind of gestures around, and there's this heavy foot traffic everywhere. And she goes, we have no sign of footprints, and there are no signs of these creatures here. He's like, we're literally clueless. I would say at this point, though, he does look at you and go. He looks up and down. He's like, "You look somewhat capable." And he's like, "Dewey, is it?"
Yes.
As though he's recalling maybe something that was told to him some weeks ago. Yes, that if I remember, you may have capable friends.
They know us, guys. Crap.
300 gold if you bring them in.
Done.
It was, well, not if we get them first. And he kind of, I think with this, unless there's something else you want, he'll kind of turn and get back to his job.
I think we're good here. I think I've gleaned everything I can from them. I would obviously inform the team of this task that I absolutely volunteer them for.
So can I take a quick action while I handcuff?
What do you want to do?
I'll just wait until no guards are seeing me and misty step my way out to a dark alley, change my face, and go back to our party.
Yeah, absolutely no roll for this. I think it's going to be pretty easy enough for you because, again, this was more of a we're just going to leave this person hung up and then you kind of whoosh out and without. Actually, yeah, give me a stealth a little bit actually because people just witnessed something that's going to look a lot like what you just did that killed people. I do need a
Fair
stealth
point.
for this.
Yeah. I thorough roll 8.
Oh,
8.
He's back.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you misty step out. There are screams, and as you appear, like you get noticed reappearing.
But I tried to misty step to an alley, right? That's like 30 feet. I know. But
Yeah. There's people in the alley. There's a few people like somebody just came over here. And again, this is a heightened. And I had you roll for stealth, and it came up 8. And I put that DC at 10 too. And so you're in that alley. Yeah. So people are screaming. I would say you have not redisguised yourself as of yet. You're still in that old form. What people are screaming. The alert has gone out. You guys hear this. He's over here. Let me do. Dewey, you were really involved there. So I'm going to say Belden and Castor. You can make a perception. Really, all you have to do is you weren't necessarily paying attention. So I'm going to say 12 here. Beat a 12 to notice kind of Jax doing this.
Oh. 10.
16.
All right, Castor, you clock this. You get the reaction that everyone's doing. So I would say right now, Jax and Castor, you can tell me what you're doing at this moment.
I mean, I know what just happened. I know what everybody's thinking. I think I will run straight at Jax and just try and tackle him to the ground and give him an opportunity to make his change, and then just be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were someone else," and just kind of let that happen.
Okay.
I wipe my mouth from getting sick over that whole thing and just take off running after, very confused on why he's tackling Jax.
Yeah.
But I keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I'll do this. Jax, I'm going to say they're going to give you a deception check with advantage here. Whether you can pull off coming up and being not that.
okay.
Oh, so the idea is that Castor tackled him, allowing him to disguise self as someone who is someone different.
Yeah.
Got it.
Not the person that just disappeared,
Cool.
however far away.
All right. 11 and 15. That's much better.
Also, how many people are around? It's like just one or two, or it's like 10?
There was one or two, and then like very quickly, Crown's Guard are rushing into this alley. So this had, I mean, the response time before was slow. This is very instant. People have died. It's just someone said he's here. They're over here. There's Crown's Guard rushing in there. So I would say that no Crown's Guard saw this effect, but people did tackle and you come up. What are you looking like? What form are you choosing here?
Random female peasant.
Okay.
Not no lady, more like just come on here.
Okay.
I point past him. I don't say anything. I just point to the Crown's Guard.
Okay, like kind of like they went that way is what you're
Yeah,
trying to do
just,
here.
but like I'm not saying anything. I'm
Yeah, just like yeah, absolutely.
sorry, guys.
Alright, no problem. All right. They come over, and you can see that within the Crown's Guard there is a this small gnome female with kind of like a very freckly face, kind of grayish eyes, and actually like this pink hair that flows down this like very long red robe that's trailing behind her. And she has cradled in her left arm a thick book that seems to have a bunch of different rune symbols on it, and she has a staff with a crystal on it. You guys have recognized this. This is an inquisitor, and almost all inquisitors know some type of magic. And there's this purple energy that's like right now glowing kind of from her crystal. She's beginning to raise it, and then kind of Caster, you say this, and she kind of pushes it back and looks at you and goes, right then. All right, back to the investigation. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Jackson and be like, dude, this is why you're always the guard. This is why. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna tell those guys that this is a clear con. We got conned, and I think the tiefling earlier when I tried to grab her purse, Dewey saw it. Like Belden, you saw it. My hand went right through it. I think this sounds like maybe one of the goblins that the other people saw. There were two of them though, so that might have been one, maybe.
If I clear, I walk away slowly. As
Okay.
much as I can.
Yeah.
How do we know who you are with the amount of changes you're making? How are we keeping track of you?
That's a good question. I always try to have like a blue ribbon somewhere. Like I would say, where's the
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna let him out. So sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I think I'll say that you guys kind of reconvene in this alleyway. As you say, Josh, you step deeper, so you're like way out of any type of where this investigation is happening. Kind of exit it. There's essentially no one around. I would say that you can see if you want to kind of convene and have a talk.
Yeah. Did either of you see the? Were they close enough to see the tiefling disappear? I guess
They
Drew
were
was
not.
just waking up.
Yeah, I would say that no one really. No one had a sight on any on the tiefling or the supposed goblins.
Okay. So
It was
just
a while.
so just Belden and I saw the tiefling disappear.
Bell didn't have eyes on the tiefling, though.
No, I had rolled a crappy
And-
perception.
Oh yeah, so it was just
Yeah, it was just you because you saw. The only reason you got it was because of Nash
right.
pointing at, and then you kind of saw that happen.
No. Well, cool. So I'm gonna relay that story to everybody else. There was, the tiefling. I saw her, and then he was just gone. He held up this thing, hollow thing, there was a bright light, and just like that, was gone. Have you guys ever seen anything like this before? Do you?
I personally haven't, and it's magic way above anything that I've ever heard of or seen.
I honestly try to avoid that kind of magic.
Let's go back to the getting the first round. I make some coin, and I give to your customer.
It's good. I'll let Jackson Belden go a little ways in front of us, and then kind of tell Dewey that I want to talk to him once we get back.
Are we?
I'm also going to cast Mage Hand and try and take that dagger off Belden.
Okay.
You got it. So yeah, make a sleight of hand check, and then Bella to make a perception check.
You got it.
Jesus.
That's 15 from caster.
13. Or no, 11.
11. Yeah. So unbeknownst to caster, you kind of just get that dagger into your pocket.
Are we going like back to our headquarters, so to speak, or like an inn or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to ask you. Because I would think, you tell me, do you guys stay in an inn, or do you guys have more of like a place that's more that's a lot more private, that maybe a like you're almost just freeloading off of?
I feel like it would make more sense to be like at a bar. I heard Dewey mention the Trost, which is also like that's my favorite drink.
Likewise.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So we I imagine we're more just we just borrow rooms from a bar. The same one. We have a Cheers.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd say for this, I think you guys go to this. I mean, this place where they don't really clean the floors of the one you go to. So like you walk in, it's very sticky, and I think that this is not one that's frequented during the night's activities. This is one that's like usually only for like day drinkers and those who are like here to really drink their sorrows away without celebration, and probably for some shady dealings.
That's our bar.
So yeah, you go in there and there's the very familiar sound of your boots like almost pulling up floorboards as you're trying to get to your seats, and there's a little bit of film there that has this comforting feel. Like, and I think that where sometimes maybe some days it's a little depressing. You're like, man, this is what we have. We need to make a big score. Tonight, it's comforting. It's like after all this craziness, this death, kind of unfair fate at some of the youth that was taken away. Kind of, I think it's like it's good to be home type of aspect, no matter what that home is. But so you have your table. I think you just exchange a look with the barmaid. They kind of know what's happening, see the look in your all faces, and bring you many trusts and kind of give you a key to get into a room is in the basement somewhere where you can drunkenly do what you need to do after, and has no outside windows for the morning hangover, kind of seeing what's happening. What'd you like to do from here?
I mean, I take the drink and I say, I appreciate it, Mom. Thank you. I like to think that I probably took like a stump or something from outside to sit on rather than a chair, just in case. Like, I've had situations before I've broken chairs.
Yeah. You got it. I think they have one out there for you.
Okay, perfect.
That you kind of come in, they kind of go, that's the Belden stump.
I'm the norm. They come in and yell norm.
Yeah. They're like, Belden, there's your stump. Because I think you have broken chairs, and they're kind of like stump or no more trust for you.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm just sitting nursing a beer, just kind of watching everyone, knowing that knowing my place in the group.
I'm gonna ask everybody and just kind of go over the whole clear disguise from the tiefling. Like it was an easy score. We should have had it. Everything worked exactly how it was supposed to work, but there was nothing there whatsoever. And then just see, what other information we might have got from that. And then I'm suddenly going to remember, and I'm going to look at Dewey and go, "What job? What did we do?"
I would briefly stop playing the bagpipes. To
You gotta pay for the room.
Yeah.
I take my fingers out of my ears finally.
And I would explain. Listen, we kind of messed up back there, and not only did we not get what we were after, but people died. And not only can we get vindication personally, but more importantly, we can get 300 coin if we just track this person down. So yeah, let's do it.
Did you see where they disappeared to?
Nope.
Okay.
No information whatsoever, except they do have markings. What was it? Pentagon.
It's a pentagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got one of those. So we got something. So we're not starting from nowhere. And we know they know magic. We know that they're probably goblins. So it's looking good.
Well, I overheard the guard say that he originally, one of the guys said it looked like a dwarf as well before he tried to hand him the drink and it went through his head. That right?
Yeah, that's what you heard.
Yeah. So we don't know it's a goblin. It could be a dwarf, but we know that there was two of them. So maybe one was a tiefling, one was dwarf. We don't know.
Maybe they both were disguising themselves.
Yes, and you agreed to this. You just yes, we'll do this.
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, I say you got the distinct impression that if there's two actors plus the tiefling you were talking to.
Okay.
So the tiefling you're talking to was not one of the individuals that you got descriptions of. You got descriptions of two other things.
Got it.
So the tiefling, from what you know, the tiefling never turned into a goblin. In fact, you saw the tiefling right before everything happened.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So just for clarity.
But for sure, there was a disguise going on with the tiefling. There was more to it. The purse didn't exist. So, yeah, where do we start looking for two goblins and maybe a tiefling? Jax, you go everywhere in town.
In the sewers, I guess.
I don't think I can fit in the sewers around here.
I mean, are we sure there were goblins, or they were making it sound like goblins?
We're not sure of anything.
We're sure about almost nothing about them.
Yeah.
And I would change my shape into the tiefling, and then to the goblin, and then to a dwarf. Like,
Yes, like
the end.
That's what we know. And you need to stop doing that in front of everyone.
There's just a split second where Belden gets really confused.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'd say this bar, like they kind of know about Jack, so they're kind of like, okay.
Oh, but
okay.
aren't we in the basement? I think we were in the basement. If not, I wouldn't do that.
It's up to you. I had you guys at the table, and you had keys to the basement.
Yeah.
Should you choose?
I figured you were at the table.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't shapeshift.
Okay. You got it.
And I'm less confused.
Very secret.
Yeah, so I guess at this point, I'm going to try and describe. Well, you said they had markings on their face, and then I will describe what I saw the tiefling holding. And we will try and come to an agreement that it's the same thing. Maybe. So I'm assuming yes.
Can I roll like Arcana check?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Jax, you can give me a history or Arcana check. It's your choice.
plus 0 on both, so it's the same. I would want to do is cast guidance first. That's the only thing.
Okay. That's 2 on guidance
And
and 15 on the history, so 17 total. Yeah, I'm gonna say, Jax, you are familiar. I think you've heard stories of this. This is a symbol of something called a beacon, and Cass is familiar with this as well. But it's a symbol of the Kryn dynasty.
Okay.
Which is the kingdom of drow and what is typically considered to be more monstrous races, orcs and goblins and that type of thing. Bugbears tend to live there peacefully in a civilized area. That's kind of what this dynasty is made out of, and is what all the weapons in Hupperdook are made to fight against and kill.
So I relate that information. That you're talking about relates a lot to the beacons from the Kryn dynasty.
Yeah, specifically, like someone who used that would probably be powered by something called the Luxon, which is another name for these beacons. Just to give you some of that stuff.
So it could be goblins, could be bugbears, drow. I would say drows, like if I am not like one of them, and drows.
Yep.
Did you? Yeah, you mentioned the Kryn dynasty. That's pretty far from here, from where we are, correct?
Mm-hmm. That's a good distance. Yeah.
I was scarred by. We know who were killed, right? Like, is any of those are significant people, are important people, know something? Why would you play this con? Just kill an old known girl. Like, let's try to find more information around that. Who was killed and why? Was there anything stolen? Was this just a distraction to steal something in a different part of town?
I think maybe we ruined something. I think we pulled the one off in the alley and made a play, and then immediately following that was when everything went down.
No, it's not our fault.
Yeah. I think definitely the four of you are getting the impression that being the con artist you are, that I think you recognize a con gone bad. I think there's those elements of it that whether you were the main pieces or one part of it going bad. And I think you can even like kind of think of what that meant and the person going along into that. So I think that's ringing a little true for you.
So we are heroes. It's not our fault. We're heroes. We saved the day.
Yeah.
So
Half full glass there. I love it.
Yeah.
So if I didn't let that tiefling go, none of this may have ever happened.
No, that's Belden. I understand what you're saying, but that's what we do. We let him walk away with the guard, and then we can sneak something away from him. This isn't your fault. That's the con.
I mean, it could mean worse.
He just gets silent.
Dewey, man, do you mind helping out Belden a little bit?
I mean, I think
Hear the song. You know how he loves the bagpipes.
I was going to say I think it's the appropriate time to continue the bagpipe playing,
Can you play
if
something-
only to irritate
something mournful?
and to irritate and get
Play
chuckle.
me
Get Belden
going
out
home.
of himself and onto the bagpipes.
Play
me going home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would play him going home
Yeah.
just to get him to hate the bagpipes a little bit more than he might hate himself right now.
It's a furbog with an Irish accent that hates the bagpipes, guys.
I love it. You know, give me that performance check because I think there's a definite effect we're trying to do here.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say.
Performance check
Sure.
for the bagpipes.
Be right back. 1 second.
Does the cat get
Yes.
does he get assistance because of the cat?
I know, right? 16. Yeah, so I think you are sufficiently annoyed and focused on.
Okay. Yeah. It somehow helps, and at this point, I realize. Have you guys seen? I had a dagger. Has anyone seen that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
And Castor disappears.
Yeah, I guess there's gone.
So I'll take out my dragon chess set and put it on the table and look at you. Do you play?
I'm
Just
sorry.
one thing. I just take out the dragon chess set.
Yeah, I'll play.
Just start playing chess, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Castor, I asked the group if they had seen where my dagger went.
Oh, no. No. Did you drop it? There were a bunch of people running around. Maybe
It was super crowded.
I only had it for like 5 minutes.
I saw you take it, but I don't know what happened after that.
I keep losing weapons all the time. If they're not the sickle or this great axe, they always seem to disappear from me.
This town is full of thieves.
Very good. All right. Is there, before you guys kind of bed down for the night, is there anything else you want to do here?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to, as everybody's going out, kind of pull Dewey off to the side, and I pull a pendant that's on a necklace out from underneath my shirt that has that same shape that he saw, and ask him, "Is this what you saw? The mark?"
That is. I would react with some pretty serious surprise,
Yeah.
confusion, almost anger, and just like, where did you get this? Why do you have this? What is this?
It's before we met. I found this old temple, and there was a prayer book there, and this amulet marked a page, and I don't know why. I was drawn to it, and I kind of show him where I keep the book in my pouch, and just feel like, I've read this thing 100 times. I think this is the Luxon, and I think this is one of the beacons that they use. And then I just kind of give him a brief background on what the book says and talks about for the Luxon, and let him know that I've met a few others as we bounced around, but nobody really that we could talk, and that we don't really share, because it's from the Kryn dynasty, and obviously with tensions with the Dwendalians right now, that we don't really show ourselves regardless. And then I just ask him to kind of keep it a secret until we know more.
I begrudgingly accept.
Do we all have separate rooms, or are we?
I think what they kind of put to you is just one big area in the basement.
Okay.
And how you guys separate yourselves is up to you.
Okay.
But yeah.
I just have like a bedroll in the corner, and I'm just carving with like my wood carver's tools. I'm just carving depictions of home before like everything happened. So just like into the handle, so you see like just a picture of like a sun and like farmland, just cross etching.
Yeah. Got it.
Just
Carving
silent.
corner. All right. Anything else?
Just go to my corner, open my book, and start going over my tome. That's all.
Okay. So I think from a lot of different emotions and revelations, you four do finally get to sleep, very inebriated, and wake up not as bad of a headache as if the sun woke you up, but definitely dehydrated and just feeling awful both emotionally and physically, and not knowing at all what time of day it is because it's still pitch black down here, but having a sense of there is something, there is money to be made and possibly some type of catharsis to be had this morning, so, or whatever time it may be. So long rest for anybody who needs to mark that for themselves. I know some people cast a few spells, I think.
Yeah. I get up like bright and early, although obviously it's not bright.
Yeah, sure. Just a second so I make sure I get Dewey. Hey,
Sure.
Dewey, we just did a long rest if you need to mark that.
Okay.
Which I think suggestion you're going to need to, so it recharges you.
Dealing with some like pent up anger from last night, I assume that this bar has like a fireplace or something where.
Yeah, if you come back up, yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I'll be like out back, just chopping logs, just like trying to like get rid of some anger over the failure of yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you know what we'll do is I think Bowden wakes up first, and the three of you wake up to like kind of in your head, feeling through your entire skull of this chopping of wood, because where this is, he actually puts the wood on stone that shares a wall with the basement. So it kind of echoes in kind of like this mini speaker within itself.
Now that it's the next morning, I'm feeling better. Can I secretly kind of look at the dagger that was left that I took off Belden to see if there's anything about it that might help me figure out where we're going or what we need to do?
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Oh, I'm assuming this dagger came off of one of the three people that happened last night. So, I mean, if it would give us any markings, like maybe if they actually were goblins, or if this was something along those lines.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
9.
Huh. I mean, I think for Caster is holding a dagger.
Yeah. Then I'll walk up and throw the dagger at the stump that Belden's on. And just
I'll give a second. Jax, did you have something there?
No, I was just gonna say if I saw them stealing the dagger yesterday or him doing this now, I would help. But if he's gonna leave it on Belden, I'll pick it later from there.
All right. What's up to you? Would you have done this by yourself, Cass, or would you have kind of looked for help?
I think right now I would have probably just kind of done it out of view of everyone else.
Okay, so I kind of yeah. Okay, cool. So you go out to Belden and you the dagger into the wood.
It's like, hey man, I found it on the ground. You need to put your name on it like everything else.
He's just like a big happy face, like it's a good start to the day. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. It was on the ground.
Yeah. I found it last night. I think it might have been on you and maybe fell out of your pack or something.
I need to fix. And actually, that fits because there's like many like his tattered it's tattered clothes from like back home. Like he hasn't. There's not a lot of like tailored shops for a 7'3" furbolg, I assume. So like yeah, that makes sense. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you, Castar. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man. Put a label on it. Write your name on there. If you want, I'll do it for you.
I take out my label maker and
All right. Anything else? Dewey, Jax?
Go ahead.
I'm just having a drink on the bar, like
Okay.
water, doing nothing.
Or kind of hair of the dog there, kind of getting yourself in.
I would definitely ask a like similar thing about the knife, like if there's anything unique or dagger, like if there's anything unique about it. Considering it did
So you ask Belden to?
Yeah, I asked Belden, like, can I just have a quick look-see?
I
before-
just secured it to my belt.
It's fine. We can put it right back.
All right, I give it to him.
Okay. Make investigation check.
Sure.
Can I see this? Is this inside, outside?
I mean, you said you were they're outside, and you
I'm
said you were
outside, yeah.
drinking at the bar. That's going to be a 10. And generally speaking, for an object, like for anything like this, I either go one person can do it with an help action, or two people can make checks, and then we're kind of done. Just that we don't have like 5 or 6 checks on the same thing. Like, I want to check it, because that gets kind of crazy. But that's just kind of how I am. I'd say with a 10, let me think. And your background, what I think you get from a 10 is that they seem badly made. Like they're a little off balance. Like they're not even going to give you what a dagger would give you as far as like generally a general attack. So, for instance, in game terms, this wouldn't even give you like your plus, right? So it would be more like a D2 damage rather than a D4 damage with a dagger. So it's not great, and that strikes you as a little bit suspicious. I think it's as though this was purposely not made well, like to make this badly. Like no one would look at this and go, "Oh, I should use this," because you might cut yourself with it. It's kind of an interesting thing.
So does it seem like ceremonial then? Pigeon.
I think it's as a ceremonial. I don't think you can really tell with a 10. I think whenever you want to think about that. I think with the 10, these are the facts that you got.
Yeah.
Cool. I give it back to Belden, but not before doing like a couple. Like, oh, you almost had it, dude. And then
Come on, come on, man. Every time. I would say that. I mean, like from the information that I was given, I feel like Belden would realize like this is not a good like weapon to use, just based on the amount of like hard labor. I mean, he was a guild artisan on the off season, so he would have been around like other like blacksmiths or things like that. Can I roll to see if like I don't even want to use this dagger?
Sure. I said it's probably just a straight up intelligence check.
Okay.
If you have proficiency with Smith's tools, you can add proficiency bonus. I'm not sure
I
what
do
you have.
not, unfortunately.
Okay.
I am really smart. That's a 1. Dirty 1.
Oh man.
3 minus 2. Or I'm sorry, 3 minus 1. So 2. Never mind, 2. Nailed it.
That's an alright dagger. I mean, it's sharp. Like it cuts things.
I'll keep
So,
it for sure.
yeah,
I mean, I already made a spot on the belt. So
you got. I mean, exactly. You just spent that. So you have this investigation in front of you. What's your step like? What are you guys thinking?
where are we going?
I mean, I think we're probably somewhat known.
Yeah.
With the Crown's Guard. We said that.
So I would say with Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Yep. A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think if there's anybody that maybe we there was the Inquisitor that was there. I think we probably want to avoid her. But any low level Crown's Guards that maybe could. I know they're running their own investigation. Maybe they can give us a lead into what they have to help us. Since Dewey so kindly offered us to go, and we have little to go on at the moment.
Yeah. I think that you like Dewey, you got the sense that maybe if they solve this, they don't have to pay you.
right.
So you don't know like I would say you're free to take a tactic there, but just kind of keep that in mind with what what way you'd approach this. Because it's not like they've hired you and have signed you this case exclusively. It's more like, hey, why not have some people out trying to do something? But also, like, I mean, they've probably had you because you might be able to get places where they have a harder time going and getting things there, you know, rather than using their field. But but again, you could certainly do that and possibly find something. So I think you think back, and I think there's actually everyone make intelligence checks for me.
Oh God.
Jesus. Oh, no,
3 on Caster.
Oh,
I'm
that
assuming
one's-
awful on Belden.
1.
11 on Jax. What do we get?
Doing that right now.
I'm glad the dice know my character so well.
13.
Not a break group.
I think you think about when you first encountered the tiefling, things that he was talking about, and wondering if and you think of yourself if a con was interrupted, that
So-
maybe stuff he might have mentioned, maybe he gave away more than he meant to.
Yeah, so he was here on business, the tiefling. And he said he wanted to see things for his own business. So
He did say he was wanting to stay at the Smiling Lady,
the smiling lady.
but I don't know if that was an afterthought or what.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, if he's running a con, he pointed at the first inn he saw.
Right.
So, and it just happened to be right there. Jax knows. You said that the image was from the Kryn dynasty. You knew that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do we really think that Kryn is all the way over here? We know in the world right now. Sorry, out of the DM, we know that there are hostilities right now, right? But nothing's gotten serious yet.
So I'm sorry. There's currently a war.
So they are at war.
They're at war currently. Yes. Sorry.
Okay.
Are there any like military forces in Hupperdook that we could?
So Hupperdook is the place almost all the major artillery and siege weapons are made. They produce firearms. They produce ballista. Big. In fact, you can look out. You look out and see towering siege engines that are meant to run off coal and kind of hit and tear down big thing. Towers and gates. You even see some metal contraptions that are meant to launch individuals over walls to kind of get them to do stuff. There's all manners of things that are produced here. So this is and it's somewhat known that it's kind of the main place where weapons are made.
This guy did mention that he did want to like buy somewhere, like purchase a place that made stuff. Like he specifically mentioned how industrious the place was. Maybe he was looking to, like in disguise, get weaponry for the other side, because he knows that they kind of are notorious for making the best weapons technology.
So maybe we go over to like the armory, try and see if we maybe spot someone looks suspicious, maybe.
Or even ask the armorer, like, "Hey, have you?"
Maybe any weird people around. So
My-
yeah, can we,
My background, can I sort of know anyone in either the military or the high society I can talk to? Like go play a talented game, or gather some information, more like official.
I'm just looking up your background feature really quick.
Is the ear to the ground from the bounty hunter.
Ear to the ground. Perfect. Let me just look at that really fast.
I'm thinking of like high society more than all other criminal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think this contact would be, or what type of person? I know you're thinking high society, but give me some more on them.
Some nobleman, sort of maybe captain, wife of a captain, son of a captain, or someone like sort of in the military that I just play dragon chess with, for example.
Yeah.
These guys, right?
Absolutely. I think that there is. So let's do this. I think you are probably going to pursue this. The other three, where do you want to go?
I'm gonna tell like, hey, give me a couple hours to try and talk my way.
Yeah, so Jax, you're gonna find which I think is the spouse of the actual high captain of the Crown's Guard. He ends up playing. I think he hangs out in a bar that you tend to play with some extra coin during the day, and you've played drit chess with them, and you do have this kind of thing where he'll tell you what he's heard here or there. A little bit inebriated at times. I like that. So that's the other three of you. What are you doing?
I'm gonna. So with my background, is there anybody in the city that I might be able to go talk to about the Luxon?
Make me look all this up.
Sorry.
I'm good. I love it. I'm like, I got to keep going to everyone's backgrounds.
Yeah, so I think
I'm totally fine.
Find people in any town or that might also.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
so yeah, I'm gonna give me an investigation check on this. I need a DC 20 for Luxon.
Yeah.
Here. Especially with kind of what just happened.
Right. Close. Best roll I've had.
Thanks. Okay. So no with that. So you guys mentioned trying to go down to the industrial district. Where do you want to go?
I think the three of us should go down to maybe the Siege Works. I think they're the best place to go if you're trying to get information about a war.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll head down there and then see if Dewey can do some persuasion. If not, maybe Belden can do some of his own.
All right, you got it. So we'll pause there. We'll say you start to head that way down. Jax definitely gets to the bar before you guys get all the way down to the Siege Works. Because Hupperdook's kind of like built on many levels, and where you guys are at the highest level and the Siege Works is lowest level because they build on the very solid actual ground, not on these contraptions. So yeah, Jax, I think you get in and you're chilling, playing a little bit of music, doing your juggling a little bit, and sure enough, right at 1 o'clock, there comes in the spouse. His name is Philip de Trace, and he is human. With a little, like, not quite half elvish, but there's just like slight elven features there among the eyes mostly. But sits down, recognizes you. You guys start to get into your kind of normal chess game that you play whenever you happen, and I'd say you're making some small talk as he says, "Can you believe what happened last night? I just, Jamie has been up all night, poor fellow, just messing with all these types of things. I don't. Ugh."
Is this at the bar?
Yeah.
This is at a bar that's not yours. This is
different bar,
one that he meets. Yes,
part of our bar crawl. Got it.
Yeah, and the three of you have already you've gone one way. Jax is here doing a different thing.
Yeah, we're not there.
Oh, we're not there. Okay, got it.
Right.
We're on our way down to the Siege Works.
Got it.
So take a sip of the tea and be like,
Mhm.
yeah, I was just there, and suddenly all this commotion. Like, can you believe it?
No, I cannot. I nothing. I mean, I'd expect attack from outside or something like that, but for them to be that deep past all the gates, it's quite a feat.
Yeah, especially like goblins. And this town, this is crazy. This town is going nuts.
See, they kind of just start paying attention to the game a little bit, get a little quiet. I worry for him.
West, I'll try to take the conversation toward if it was only the attack on the fair, the market, or it was all around the city, or especially on the military
Okay.
quarter.
Trying to get more information. Yeah, I'd say, again, this is your feature, so I'm going to make you roll for it because, I mean, you have this ability. That is the only area that was attacked as far as he knows. He's not aware of anything else, and he mentions like there was a checker on the outside. No guards were hurt. There's no sign of struggle anywhere in the city. Just seems like they were there, which is almost more concerning. Were there more in different parts that nobody saw through the illusions that they had, or what's going on? We don't know. I did hear you and your friends were offered a pretty sum, though. Congratulations. Should you complete it?
We'll see. I'll just let her win.
Mm-hmm. Any other information you want to get out of this?
Let me think about it. Can you?
Sure. We'll come back to that. That's absolutely. So Belden, Dewey, and Castor. It takes a good half an hour to kind of make it all the way down, and immediately upon, I think you had to take the steps here, and as soon as you're at the bottom steps that would start to lead into the siege works, where there's usually like a Crown's Guard that's kind of just checking people that sometimes can get paid off with a bribe here or there, there's a contingent of 12. And you kind of look how people are being pat down. Some look like they've had to run back and come back to be on time for work, as they've had to like get their official credentials that you really don't usually need. Again, part of the pat down, people are like kind of grabbing noses and ears and kind of checking, like they're giving a full thing there. 3 of the Crown's Guard, you notice, do have these little purple crystals around their necks. That's usually not there. Maybe outfitted specially. But definitely people getting past there have some type of paper or official purpose, is the sense you get here. Where normally, it's not this tight. What would you like to do? You're a little bit off in line right now, so you're not right there.
So there's no way we're just walking in.
I mean, you can try to do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what you see.
Oh boy.
Dewey, do your thing where you talk people into anything they want them to do.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of casually stroll towards these guards.
Can we avoid the ones with the new fancy features?
Yeah, we're gonna go to a very regular level guard, and so to my understanding, basically they're just trying to make sure that we're not shape shifting. So I think as long as
there's that, and they're you get there, they're letting people who officially have to go to work have some reason for being down there. That's the official policy always, but it looks like it's being strictly enforced, where usually it's a little lighter on that for people they know or whatever.
Sure. I would insist to Belden and Castor that I have this way under control, and then would stroll up to one of the lower level guards and use suggestion and say, we're here on official business and we need to be in here to investigate and ask the proper questions.
All right. And make a persuasion check.
Sure. $25.
Nice. So, what goes on here is he saves against your spell. So you kind of let your magic kind of go out there, but so he gets real hard, and then I think with your flowery language and you just kind of say it's just an authority, and you're telling the truth. You've been hired, and he kind of takes a look at the three of you and kind of says,
I just gesture towards Belden.
yeah, it kind of waves and announces and actually says, investigators of the guard, come through. And the others 11 look at you, and I would say like they believe this other guard. There's mutual respect. They clock your features. I think you get the definite sense that they're not buying it, but they're like personally, but they like there's a shared authority here, but they're gonna definitely remember who you are.
I just start to like being what was the title you just gave us?
The investigators.
The investigators. Yeah.
Yeah. I Belden definitely likes that title. He just kind of walks through, just
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess we need to find someone who looks official that we could talk to or start there.
Yep.
Try and find someone to talk to.
Sure. What type of person are you looking for? I mean, I guess down here, there's a workmaster who's over everything. There's every type of like area has their own person who probably like these are more private shops that are in service of the empire. So there is like a person who maybe like you might go see who handles a lot of the in and outs, but every shop's really kind of private in of themselves. So
so on the interior, once we've passed, are there like another set of maybe like private security that's there that aren't Crown's Guard, maybe people that are keeping watch, that are there consistently?
Make a perception check.
12.
I think with 12, you're looking around, and it doesn't seem to be. I mean, I would say every shop. What I would say is you do see that in every shop there is someone who's kind of has some type of outside job to do,
Right.
and so they're the closest to security for that place that kind of goes. They're not going to pay someone to not do something with their hands.
Right.
This culture is just not how they work. So even that person has to be working and looking and doing stuff. So there's not quite what you're describing, but that's what you kind of get here.
Somebody that's just kind of there every day.
Yeah, and there's just people who are there. I mean, everybody's there every day. This is a 7-day work week, and 7-night party night culture.
Yeah.
So everyone goes to the same shop that they would work in every day. So I think like all that. I'm not trying to be different. I'm just trying. This is just what's going on. What you're dealing with.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Bella's going to try and look for what may seem to be the person that's working on the biggest machinery.
Okay.
So you said there's separate shops, right? So
yeah. I'm just kind of getting in my brain here.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Belden, you look and there is this one shop. It's interesting. It looks really tiny, though it's the largest shop, because directly behind it, there is what looks like a humanoid golem, but it's about 40 feet tall.
Okay.
And there are just workmen all over this thing, and it's meant to be this bipedal machine. And you, as you kind of look at it, it's it says in big letters on the front of the shop, like experimental shop, warning, highly explosive. And as you go, sir, yeah, but you actually see like there's like ripped and melted metal that's about 30 feet away from this place that's embedded in hard stone. Like there's been explosions here. Gotcha. It is. You see, all the other shops are about 100 feet away from this thing. And when they say experimental, they mean like, yeah, we screw around with stuff that no one probably should be messing with.
That's the place, man. That's where I want to go.
And you see this thing. It's not even like half done. It's like a skeleton of something that maybe like they just have the framing in and they're putting some plates. There's a lot of machinery that still has to go. So maybe 10 to 20% progress on this thing. Should it ever be able to work?
Can I walk up? I assume so. If there's like a shop sort of thing, if either the foreman or someone who seems to be running anything that's going to be behind the counter, like anyone that someone would actually.
Sure. So the three of you kind of go into here, and I mean, you've been in shops before, and this is somewhat of a common sight. No one's walking with anything. They're running with things strapped to their back, working as hard as they possibly can. And you have a person kind of keeping books and writing behind a desk while at the same time, like they're using their right hand to write. With their left hand, they're like hammering by memory, like metal together. And then kind of somebody else like runs by, grabs it, puts some other pieces of metal, and they begin hammering and smelting it with heat, like not looking, just knowing exactly where it is as they seem to be doing math and numbers and making calculations.
Okay.
It's probably the closest you come to here.
I turn to the group and I say, "Don't worry, I got this." And I go to the.
I'm just gonna just cross my arms.
I got a new title, man. I go up to that person with the books and I say, "Excuse me, sir. Good morning. On official investigation business. I wonder if I could take a moment of your time."
Does not look up from the books, but stops doing the meddling.
Okay.
And goes, "You've got my full attention," and keeps writing in the book. What do you need?
I was wondering if you might have seen some shifty folk in here the last couple of days asking questions, specifically about your machinery here.
He actually puts the pen down, looks at you, kind of starts to fully take you in, looks up very much. This is a dwarf. I say right here, give me the persuasion check.
Sure. 16.
16. Goes.
I'm sorry, 17.
17. Okay, cool. It was actually strange. This morning, somebody was looking to buy something. You see, and he kind of reaches back and like it's weird. He grabs what looks like a metal plate, but when he tugs on this metal plate, it folds like a curtain, like fabric, and behind it is like this little bed cot with like a hammer and an anvil next to it. And he goes, I love my work. And he came in before sunrise, and gentleman was just looking to buy was trying to look to buy some plans and some other equipment. But yeah, is there a problem with that? I mean, we're usually allowed to sell that which we're not selling, and to cover costs of expenditures. And
there very well could be a problem with that, sir.
Just gonna poke my head out from behind Belden and be like, "Was it a tiefling?"
Yeah, I would do the same. Like, does he look like anything like me?
The other side.
He goes, "Yes, actually. a little Marquesian, if I'd have to be honest. And he was tiefling gentleman, and he was particularly interested. First, he was just interested in some of our parts, a little bit of a black powder, but then specifically wanted, and he kind of thinks for a second, looks at the three of you, some of the more projectile functions, equipment that we've been installing. But I 100% told him that down at the gunsmiths is the only way to get any of that. I do not sell any of that.
Insight check.
Roll it.
Because he just admitted that he's doing anything for money. However, that is it's 8.
8. I mean, why would he lie to an investigator?
That's a good
Alden?
That's a good point.
I mean, who would ever lie to you?
That's a good
You're the investigator.
I would like to try to cast Detect Thoughts.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would give you that. I think seeing this, you would naturally do that. Yes, you just get service thoughts there, and there's no role of any kind. Yeah, I think. So he says that. You can see he goes. Don't mention the 3 guns. Just tell him where you said you could get more. Yes. That's kind of the thought you get when he says that. You get that he sold 3 guns and told him where he could get more.
I would ask him if he thinks this guy's going to come back anytime soon for more guns.
Not more. Just trying to get the ones that I did not sell him. But I doubt it. He seemed to accept the harsh rebuttal that I gave him.
I believe him.
And I would say the thoughts are like, I seriously hope that guy does not come back. He gives me the creeps.
Okay.
Was he alone? Just by himself?
Yeah, it was just him. And that confirms. He's thinking that as he says it.
Yeah. And then you said the gunsmith. That's the only other place that we can get these things?
Of course, that is the law.
That is the law. Okay.
Dewey.
Sorry.
There's one who says that to you. Dewey hears.
He also knows your name.
Yeah, no. He doesn't say Dewey. I'm saying Dewey. You hear through his thoughts really quickly. There's about 12 different names that go by of places you could probably get them. People who go under the table on this. But he just told this guy the one place. He didn't give him any. I don't see if he get from his thoughts that he wasn't going to give the name to competitors.
Right.
Like they're competitors who kind of deal with under the table firearms. But he just told him the official place after he sold him his. Since you have the spell up.
Okay.
Well, are we good here?
I think so. Can you point us in the direction of the gunsmith? Is it on the same level?
It is, and I'm very readily. Yes, investigators, they're right over there, and you guys can start to make your way. We'll zoom back over to Jax. What's going on? Any other questions that you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I told her like, can you leave these green people there to come here and kill innocent? What are they thinking about? And I will hint the green part. I'll try to touch her sensitivities around the killing innocent to see if she says something else. Like, is she impressed when I mention the green people? Like normal, right? Like,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get what you're trying to ask. What information you're trying to get?
I'm trying to see if she knows or her husband mentioned anything about the queen besides being an attack of goblins, right?
Okay. You talking about the Kryn?
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, the queen told innocent people yesterday here.
Gotcha. I would say from this you get confirmation that they're aware that these goblins are from the Kryn dynasty. And they're suspected to be Kryn agents. I would say also masquerading, but trying to seem like they were regular goblins, but enough has been uncovered that they were Kryn agents disguised as regular as more dynasty goblins, like monstrous ones, disguised as dwarves.
Right. And then around the innocent part, like, why would they kill innocent? Random. Trying to see if you can see any information around, like, oh, no, they killed this guy.
I would say she just says, well, they're monsters. And I think from this, you get that that's probably what she's been told. She's repeating it and choosing not to have any more thoughts about it. Sorry, It's not she, he, what he's been told.
Yeah. They'll be like, farewell, and just wrap my step and leave.
You got it. So make the gun work. So I would say this conversation obviously did not take overly long. It was probably quicker. So for the purpose of this, you're able to rejoin your party down by the gun works at this, where you catch up. They've had this conversation and kind of similar. They recognize you. You four have been seen together, and they kind of assume what's going on.
Did we exit the shop?
Yes, that was my impression. Is there anything else you were going to do, or
no? I just say to the guy, we appreciate it on behalf of the I don't know any idea what the Hupperdook like city watch, I guess.
Yeah.
On behalf of the city watch, we appreciate
it's the gadget guard.
The gadget guard. Okay.
Yeah.
And I slip him like a copper.
Yeah, he definitely takes it and is like, absolutely, I'm always there to help. Make sure you tell everyone that. And flips you a silver.
Okay.
Do you think we could pause for like a short break?
We can. I think we're probably wrapping up in the next 10 to 15.
Oh, never mind. That's
Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, if you guys want, I can start making a little break in between, like after an hour and a half in future sessions, whatever everybody likes to do. But actually, I'm sorry. My timing's way off because I usually run games at 7. We have more time than 10, 15 minutes. Yes, let's pause for a short break.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's say like 10 minutes.
Sorry. Yeah, sure. 10 minutes. Sorry. I'm usually ending at 11 because I do 7s on either. So
okay.
I got confused. You have more time. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to take everybody off stream here and we'll come back at 11:13.
Sounds good.
Cool. Thank you, DM.
Yep. Be in a little bit. All right, we are back. And, Jax, do we have you? Yes. All right. You make your way to the gunsmith shop.
Okay.
And it is absolutely quiet. No lights are inside. The door is open with one of the double doors that is metal off its hinges. And it is silent. No work is going on here. And I'll say you step just in the door to take a peek.
All right. Immediately, I'm gonna stealth, seeing a completely dark room and a door off its hinges.
Got it. Make a stealth check.
Of course. Oh, there it is. So that is going to be +8. So that is a 17.
Okay. So you kind of stick fast to the walls. My mic up here. All right. And yeah, it's gonna be you here. So I'd say you just start to kind of get close against the walls there, sticking to the shadows. So here we've got Caster, we've got Belden there, Jax, this is you back here, and then Dewey, you're here.
As Dewey, I'm going to try to do the same thing, kind of follow in the footsteps, stealth it a little bit.
Make your check. Yeah, so you do, and you see that you're do you kind of get yourself against a window a little bit, but you notice that there is like this, like it looks like kind of the smudge has been smeared over this black, maybe oil, but more like just like grease, darkening it, so light's only kind of sort of pouring out. It's very dim in here.
Are we in the gunsmith shop, or is this from the outside?
You've entered in.
Okay, gotcha. And it's just pitch black.
It's not pitch black. There's no lights in here, and there's just very dim light coming in through. So it's just dim.
Okay,
It's dim light in here.
I mean, I would see both of them start to kind of sneak around, and I would assume that I will probably just back up into a corner and try to seam one with the wall for a minute while this is going on, while I allow the prime investigators to do their stuff.
Can I also I have Nash with me, the weasel. Can I go ahead and send him kind of into the room, do a check to see what he sees or hears?
Yeah. So what was your stealth check, Belden?
Yeah. Oh, nice. And I have proficiency, so 20.
20. Okay. Jax,
30, 20.
is there anything that you're doing?
Yeah, I'm rolling perception, and I have dark vision. I roll at 17.
Okay. Yes, you see very clear. I'll say, yeah. So you get there's overturned tables. There's the scent of gunpowder heavily in here, while at the same time you have the smell of smoke and things that are burning. That's putting you at quite an unease of these two things mixing in this space.
I'll say no fire or torches here. I will do dancing light. to
Okay.
light up the room a bit.
Yeah, so your light globules out, and they kind of give this good but kind of eerie. I would say, what do your light globulars look like when you cast them?
It will be like very, like almost like a bee, like sort of insect flying, a very small one or two, like sort of light bags.
Yeah, yeah, like these little, almost these little lightning bug sized beads of light, kind of kind of fly around. Absolutely, to give a little bit a sense of here. Yeah, and they start to buzz around points of interest. I think as you look, they kind of light things, and one thing you see is that there are around the floor in this room, there are scroll cases that have been torn open and the contents burned and thrown out, and it's giving the impression that somebody was searching for something, and whenever they didn't find what they were looking for, they burnt whatever they were holding.
What do we do next?
I would like to try to use detect thoughts to see if there's anything like alive in here.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. So that's right. You just kind of put it out.
You're right.
You hear, like, there is, and you just hear this thought of, they should have cut deeper. This is gonna suck.
I also have dark vision, so I try to like kind of poke my head in and see if I can see whomever is wounded and see if they're friend or foe.
I was saying in this room, you don't see anybody, so you have to start to move down this hallway here.
Okay. Can I send my weasel through that hallway?
Absolutely. Are you gonna go through the weasel site?
Yes. So they've seen me do this before. Belden knows this. So I'm just going to put my hand on Belden and remind him to let me know if anything happens.
Yeah. So I'd say Nash comes through, and well, let's make a perception check for the weasel. And does the weasel have dark vision?
He does not, but
Well,
the keen hearing and smell.
Okay. I'll say the smell. Smell is going to play a factor. Just go ahead and do perception and with advantage.
All right.
19. Okay. So yeah, let's just a little bit further then. So we investigate these areas here, and you are able. Weasel comes in, and very similar. Things are overturned. Tables are upside down. The search process as you come into this room, and you do see that there are like what looks like gun racks that have been broken and that should have been filled but are emptied.
Okay.
And as he kind of takes the corner over here and comes over here, this is where a lot of documents were stored. And again, you see a lot of. You get I would say through Nash's eyes, get the immediate sense that in here there was meant to be more sensitive material and documentation, and you see this female goblin form. Half of the body and face, you get the smell of severe burnt flesh, as like you part third degree burn and part like just skin totally missing. and just seeing like even like parts of like the jaw bones are exposed. She's breathing very, very shallow, and there is a dagger kind of shoved in her ribs.
Okay. I'm gonna snap back to myself, and then stealth. See across the room. And are there any candles or lamps in the room at all?
No, there are not.
Not any. Okay.
None.
And there's the dancing light.
Yeah,
Right.
the dancing lights are there, but
Do we have any sense of like in a normal day what they would use for light in this room? Like, can I cast prestidigitation and light a pre-existing light source that was in there that would have been safe to use?
I would say you do see that there are cracked crystals, different places that all that stuff seems to be has been broken or taken.
Okay.
As you get the sense that they used magical light here because it wouldn't ignite gunpowder, and that
Right.
it is gone currently.
All right. So I'll go to the other wall where that hallway starts, and then kind of, sure. And then kind of motion everyone else to follow me slowly and quietly.
I whisper to Caster, what do you want me to do?
Just come with me. There's a dead goblin over here. Quietly. We don't know if anyone else is still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I follow him.
Yeah, you follow him and all the way there. And so, yep, you go in. What about everybody else?
Yeah, I'm right behind.
I follow them too.
I just barely fit through the hallway.
Yep, we made you tall. So you essentially go into the room with this goblin?
Yeah, we'll go in there. And then I have dark vision, so I'll check out the goblin. You said he looked burned, missing flesh, and a dagger stuck in it?
Yeah, yeah.
She. All right.
I will wait the other side of the door, if you don't mind, in the corridor, yeah. Or he can't see me.
You got it.
Is this goblin like definitely dead?
This is the thought source. You can tell now that you're right there. Your check thoughts is still up. She's thinking about the blade not cutting deep enough.
Okay. Can I approach?
Absolutely.
I would approach and just ask, like, what are you doing here? Who are you? And if you tell me, I can heal you. I can fix you up. But you need to tell me what you're doing here.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
$13.
13. She like kind of opens one eye, and you, in her head, you hear "I'd rather die," and she spits this mixture of blood and saliva in your face.
Wait, was that with advantage?
Yeah, it was a natural 5 plus 8.
You rolled twice for advantage.
Roll, just hit same thing again.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, you can right click and select advantage.
Oh.
As well. 11.
15.
So that's lower. So. Yep.
Okay. I will gracefully inform you that you can very well die here, or it can be we can either heal you and let you go, or this can become a much worse situation for you. But we need to know what you were doing here. I know what you were doing here, and I need to know where the tiefling is.
Is this room lit up?
No, you don't have dark vision.
I imagine you put the dancing lights in here, but that's about it.
Okay. with the dancing lights, could I see like what's going on between this goblin and Dewey?
Mhm.
Okay. Whether or not the goblin can see me or not, I take out the dagger and just kind of like am like just motioning it like intimidatingly, like at her. I don't know if she can see me or not.
Oh, yeah, definitely can.
Okay.
Yeah, make intimidation check.
This was like to kind of like help.
Oh, helping. Gotcha. Yeah.
Instill what Dewey was saying.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I will give one more chance, and while they're talking, I will just disguise myself as a dark elf with a whip in my hand and just wait till we tries one more time.
Gotcha. Perfect. Yeah, I'd say she kind of the thoughts you get out of this, because she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't answer verbally, but she thinks just we got what we came for. Just let yourself die, and it'll work. The mission will be a success. Don't give in. Don't give in, Kira. Don't give in, Kira.
I would try to cast Healing Word to try to just keep her around and get as much info as we can from her.
All right, roll your hailing.
Well, when I'm hearing him casting that, I will walk in disguised as his dark elf with a whip, say enough, and look at the goblin in her ear, inside her, and like, you failed, and try to get everyone else to sort of work, but cast the healing, of course.
Okay. I think you broke up. I'm not sure. We all heard exactly what you're expecting everyone to do.
Sorry, if my mic is broken, I'll check it. I was saying that I will walk in disguised as this dark elf, and with a whip, and look at the goblin and say, "You failed us," and tell everyone else, "Enough."
That was much better, by the way. I could hear you fine, Jax, on that.
Yeah. So yeah, Jax, give me a deception check. I'd say with advantage because you're disguised and you're kind of putting on I think you know what to put on here. Okay. Yeah, so two things here. You give the healing. How much did you roll?
To roll for you, you click the spell and then. Oh, okay, I got it. A 9.
9. Okay, so you see. Yeah. What? So you did healing word. What do you say or do to do this as a bard? Because all your stuff is spoken and musical or poetry.
Just get better, and I'm only keeping you alive for my own advantage.
Okay, very nice. And with that, your words kind of bite out, and it kind of, I think it stings as she kind of, as you guys see, there's like newer, healthier skin cells burst and explode the burnt cells off, and even the knife kind of gets expelled out, and you see like slashes, like cellular material lash in and pull her wounds together, and she screams and comes out fully healed, and kind of sits up a little bit, doesn't stand up, looks directly at Jax, and it's just like, what is this? I've said nothing, I've given nothing away.
Tell me what happened here. And I crack my whip before.
I need to do this deception. Yeah, I'm gonna say she goes. For this we'll go over here. Exactly what was planned. Absolutely. We did the mission.
Why are you here then? And I crack my whip one time. Tell me everything that happened here.
Yeah. Sorry, let me get this for 1 second. So I think that so what she says at this moment is yes, sir. We made our way. We made our way in here, finding the equipment as requested. We found the plans for the shipment, their traveling route. And around that time, after disposing of the ones in here, we were a trap or something went off and I was injured. And they thought to kill me in order to help me not talk. But they just didn't do it well enough.
I look at my companion and whip him. I will whip him one.
I would whisper a message, and I would whisper to Jax and ask Jax to ask her where did the rest of them get off to?
Where did they go then? They follow the plan?
They found the rendezvous point. The point where the stuff was dropped. They are planning to attack the carriage carrying the shipment. And she essentially gives you that this is north, and that she goes, we've set up the teleportation circles, sir, so that we can get this direct to the dynasty once we've captured the part.
Are all the teleportation circles in place where we agreed?
They are where they're outside the city in the wilderness for this purpose, and set to go dormant after we've used them, as ordered.
Well done. When is the attack happening to the caravan?
I would say, well, she goes, sir, how do you not know this?
I'll whip him. I'm the one asking questions. I'll whip him one.
All right, give me one more persuasion check, because I think this is sorry, yes, deception. I'd say just straight on this. This is.
All right, can I just go back out and make sure no one's coming this way?
Absolutely.
We have a live goblin
You go
here.
make a perception. Jack 7.
Whip him. I know the draw costume.
She. Let me see here. Wisdom. Ooh, yeah, no. She rolled high. She kind of looks and just goes, You're not who you're pretending to be.
Can I make a whip attack?
Yeah,
One.
whip. Yeah, go ahead.
This is a D4 damage. Or do you want me to also attack?
I'd make the attack roll.
Okay, I'll just attack with something else, then I'll add. 10.
Well, I see. Yeah, so you actually have a whip. So you're attacking with the rapier to make it look like you're.
No. I mean, I have a whip. I haven't added to equipment, but I guess.
Oh, you do. Okay, good. I thought you just made the rapier whip. That'd be fantastic. She kind of sees that and just like hops up and grabs these like racks in the ceiling that are meant to hold like completed parts and just gets totally out of the way. And I think right here she's going to she grabs from her side a scimitar and just launches herself and takes a swipe at you.
Okay.
And then we'll go to an order here right after this. That's just an 8 to hit. That's you're gonna. So I think you just move out of the way totally. Kind of seeing this. Once she leaped up, you knew exactly what was coming at you, and just backed up. What would you like to do? I mean, I think so. Technically, Dewey, this would be your turn first.
I would start with vicious mockery.
Okay.
And I would say that your mission was not successful, despite how successful you think it was. You've given us everything. And even though you said you'd rather die, here you are alive. And there are 4 of us and 1 of you.
Yeah. Yeah, she fails her wisdom save and starts to weep. Roll your damage. I think it's 1d4, right?
Yes. 1.
Yes, you're like, you think I don't know that? I know, but I will die keeping some secrets.
I would try to I would tell this person that they've already died and they can either keep their secrets, and I would try to persuade.
Yeah, I think with that was probably your major thing there.
Okay, all right, we're done here.
No worries. Jax.
I'll try to whip him again and say, answer my question. Once the attack happens, let's just keep on my roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Fuck. 22.
Okay, 22. Yeah, roll your damage.
No. I actually wanted to keep that. Simple.
So that's 4 damage. Okay. Yeah, you whip straight in the chest, and I think it reopens some wounds. Like I think all the flesh, the major stuff was covered, but you whip right in the right spot, and just a piece of the cut that was made in her that was meant to kill her opens right back up as she like holds herself, starts pushing part of her together, is holding on, going to go out fighting here. But I mean, very close to death.
Answer my question, and we'll keep healing and torturing you.
Okay. Belden, what are you doing during this?
I spend like a free action just looking at Caster real quick and I think we're done here. And I just pull out my great axe and just end it.
Absolutely.
Try to end it.
You got it. Roll your die.
Natural 16.
Okay, that hits.
Okay.
Absolutely. And how does Belden end this goblin's life?
Is she still like hanging from the rafters sort of thing?
She let go after she had struck Jax. So she's just there holding herself together, scimitar kind of pointed at Jax, not really paying attention to anybody else.
He's going to I would say, if you're allowing me, I would say he lifts his axe and says, this is more than you deserve, and just go straight down.
Absolutely. Belden pronounces this, and this giant furbolg like stepping on, like trying to squash a squirrel, just kind of lets his great axe go, and there are 2 halves of goblin that just split. And
that was a 13 in damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no chance of that. And I would say, as that happens, there's like both sides, as this goblin kind of is falling, kind of the mouth curl until a little smile, welcoming her end.
It's haunting.
creature goes over 300 gold. And can I cast Further Dying on him, or is he completely dead?
Nope. Nope. By all rules, she had 2 HP, max 7, 13 damage is instant death. There's just nothing that can save unless you want to revivify the goblin, which I do.
I grab like a bit of cloth and just start just wiping the goblin blood off my. But you can see there's a look of disgust on my face.
Yeah, no, Belden meant to kill here.
I go back to my human form.
Okay.
All right. Did I notice anybody coming towards us or anybody curious about the shop? Great.
No.
I'm gonna come back in and just be like, so diplomacy failed here. And then I want to check the room for any important papers that might be in there.
Yeah. I would say 2 people can do an investigation check here, or 1 may do it with advantage.
Me.
I would give you guidance and be like, trust your destiny.
Okay.
I mean, I'll roll with advantage if you guys are okay.
I think Caster made 1, so you could go ahead and make another one.
Okay.
So Caster got 13.
Yeah, just add a 1d4.
Yeah.
13.
And do your 1d4.
That's right.
1d4?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he gave you guidance.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had no idea what it's not. Sorry. That's 3.
3, so 16 total. Yeah, and I think you're all doing this. Like I think you're saying, like, let's check this place. And you do find there's like, you look around and there is a one of the tiles in here, you feel metal instead of stone. And then you kind of feel more and more and more, and you see that there's about like 7 or 8 that are not the stone floor but metal, and you feel like a little hatch that seems to have some type of magic that's concealing it. And you lift up, revealing like another storage space, and the smell just wafts up as you find about 7 bodies, various elf, gnome, dwarf, mixed genders, bloodied. Some of them like you see like arrow in the eye, decimated, dead. Your thought detection's up after she went away. This goblin. There's no more thoughts in this area. I'd say what you do get is you feel underneath the desk of the room that you were interrogating this goblin. There's you feel like a little metal keyhole that's underneath the desk.
Cool. Can I check for traps?
I would say you have the same investigation check. So
Okay.
I would keep the 16.
All right.
And you don't see anything trapped. Nothing points. Nothing appears to be amiss.
Is it locked?
There's no handle. There's just this keyhole.
Oh, just the key. Cool. Can I try and pick it? Open it up?
Yeah. Do you thieves tool check?
I have a proficiency with these tools, so
Yeah, me too. Here you go.
Whoever would like to do this.
Here we. You do this, I will give you guidance.
okay.
Or, sorry, Castor, you can do it. Whatever.
All right. If I can figure out how to roll that.
Yeah, it's weird with it. You actually have to do a weird custom thing. So you can just go ahead and do a dex check and then just add what the proficiency is.
Got it. I can do that.
For some reason, D&D Beyond's weird with that.
So, So 12, and then proficiency is
It's going to be +2.
yeah, +2. Sorry.
So it's 14.
Plus
yeah,
one.
I think plus the 1d4. Right. Add the
Plus
the d4 there.
That's going to be a 4.
16. All right. Yeah, so you make your checks there, and then as you're going through, and it's like 1 tumbler, 2, 3, and then you're realizing that you have to go like deeper in, as there's like a secondary lock. And I think as you're doing this, you're starting to get the idea that this was meant to only be able to be opened with thieves' tools, that no key could do this. As you go to the next one, and then you're like stuck because you realize that you've done 6 tumblers and there's more, but you don't know where they are. And you just feel like this voice in your head that's just like up to the right, as you're getting this guidance from somewhere else, this divine force letting you know exactly what to do. And you do the last 2, ting, ting, and you jump out of the way as the whole bottom of this desk just kind of goes ching as it comes out, and attached by essentially metal tacks is a map of the outside of Hupperdook, and you see some various times and locations. And I'll just say with this and with the information you have, you see that this is like the route that it was supposed to take. This probably was a master plan of then what they got. Either they found another plan or they interrogated and found the information they needed, but this is the master plan that they were not able to find.
This is for a carriage route?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So show that to the group, and then immediately look at Jackson, say, he mentioned something about teleportation circles. We need to get moving if we're going to do this.
Do we give any hints to the guards? Try to get some money? We got that goblin, and we know the plan.
Yeah, you have this time, and you realize that all these rendezvous points. This is about going to be 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it's not overly far. I think you really, I would say you'd really, sorry, I'm not going to give too much, but that's what you get. Like, there's not much time here.
Right.
All right, let's get moving.
All right, let's head out.
Was there any gun around, or was
Any-
this completely
Any what? Sorry.
like gun?
Oh, actual guns here. Yeah. Make an investigation check.
As we leave the room, I just throw the rag at the body.
No, Jax. 7. You look. It looks like this was picked clean, and any that were here are gone. That you see. Yeah. So you guys you leave the scene. You make it out. I think the sun's bright. You hear the sounds of different people whistling, kind of happy to be at work. As you leave this you realize that as you've left the kind of underground area open, that this dead smell is beginning to waft out into the thoroughfares.
We took the map with us, correct?
If you want to, you can.
Yes. Map with
Yep.
us.
So you untack the map and you bring it with you. Absolutely.
And then I would say, as we are running out, just kind of notify the guards they need to go that way.
Okay. Caster, you find after you take the map out, underneath the map, you find inlaid, and so that it was flat, is a dagger that looks extremely well made and crafted.
I will take that.
Yeah, you take that out.
I'll trade you.
That that this thing and this dagger were kind of meant to be together. This was very specially designed. So you're able to grab that since you're good removing the map.
Fight for you later.
I offer to trade with my dagger.
Later, we can talk about that later.
Absolutely, yeah. So you just tell the guards that they need to check this place out.
Yeah, I mean, if we get an opportunity to come back and get our 300 gold, I want them to know that we found that.
Okay. All right. So what's
Maybe,
the
I don't
plan?
know.
What's the plan? You guys have very little time here. So what you tell me to do next will matter a lot. So what are we doing?
Straight shot right to the rendezvous point.
I agree.
Were there multiple points on there or just one?
There's a lot of information on this map. You zeroed in based on the testimony and the thought stuff you got before on what was most important.
Yeah.
Kind of giving you some of that. So
I agree. Beeline it.
All right. What do you do? Are you gonna do this on foot? Are you gonna try to get any type of transportation? What are you trying to do here?
Is it 20 minutes away on foot?
Well, so you have 20 minutes is what I said. I didn't say it was 20 minutes away.
Right.
But 20 minutes on foot. Maybe if you just did full speed the entire way, which that much we're on foot. We're gonna make some checks for just to see exhaustion and those types of things.
Sure.
So you can definitely full speed on foot and make this if you desire.
What transportation options will we have in the city?
Whatever you could. I mean, there's probably the most convenient would be horses, but you do not have the gold to buy them.
Right.
So you'd have to decide on what you want to do.
Okay. Are we, when we are at the point of exiting the city, are there people coming in with like horses?
So to go to that gate where that would be true would be a longer way than getting immediately out of the city. So there's an exit right where the work yards are.
No.
That you can get to, like kind of like where they would allow most of this to go out, like the bigger doors and stuff. You can get out quicker there, and it's also the exit the shipment probably would have taken.
Okay.
So it would take you 10 minutes to get to the other gate.
Okay.
And you wouldn't have to leave the city. So it's up to you. But
so if that shipment left there by carriage, I'm assuming that there are probably a stable or horses around in that area already.
Different shops have them. So I would say you get the sense that this was like these places have their carriages and their way of shipping. There's not like a central place. I mean, there are places where like liveries and those types of things, and there is a livery at this level if you want to try to investigate that. That's about a 5 minute. If you run, probably about 2 minutes to get to the livery.
I just figure maybe Investigator Belden could commandeer some horses for us. Maybe
that's exactly what I'm thinking. So is there an area where I see like, would these horses be held in front of the shop, or would it be like I have to just take a guess on how many horses?
So I think your options are you could try to find some nearby shops that are getting ready to ship, and take their horses, or try to get their horses from them, or you could go to the livery that's about 2 minutes away. That you guys are members of this town. You know where this is. You've been here for 3 months. You're aware of this, and attempt to do whatever you want to do. So those are your two options, really.
Do the guards have horses?
The guards don't go around on horses.
So I would say we run to the livery. Do we know what the running rate to rent some horses would be?
A good amount. About
More.
50 gold for the day.
Okay.
More than we have.
Ooh.
So I walk up to the I run up to the counter, and I quick, I need 4 of your best horses. It is for the what was it again? I'm sorry. The city,
The gadget gang.
the Gadget Gang. Yeah. Okay.
It's official Gadget Gang
For,
business.
this is for the official members of the Gadget Gang. Stat.
Okay. So you run up to this actually fair kind of run down elven woman, like there's straw and stuff in her hair, and like she's at the counter, but she kind of got to the counter because she saw you running. Otherwise, she takes care and was feeding and watering and is a little ragged looking, and has this kind of mixture between like red hair that's gone gray in her older age. You're kind of, you know, she's above her 700s and not looking the best, and just kind of looks at you. Make persuasion at disadvantage because this sounds like a con.
Okay. I mean, I was trying to be as intimidating in saying that. It's hard to do that with the accent thing, but
I'll give you intimidation if you want.
Okay.
I'll give that to you.
Are you DM? Are you willing to use strength for the intimidation as opposed to? I know that's kind of a.
So, I mean, the way you described this to me, it sounded much more of a social.
Sure.
Of a social intimidation. It didn't sound like you were using your frame.
Correct. Well, that's a 5. Sorry, guys.
I would try to talk to this old woman. Say,
okay,
listen, I will give you 5 gold right now. You can just say that the 4 of us overpowered you. We take your horses. I'm out of your hair forever. It's persuasion.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty high DC to get someone to accept 5 gold for 200 gold worth of. Actually, they're always going around. That's 700 gold worth of horses.
All right, it's new information for me.
But go ahead, make that persuasion check. This is going to be DC 27.
I'm just gonna start running.
Can we get a guidance?
Guidance.
You can have your D4. Go ahead. I mean,
All right.
21.
We're at 21.
Listen, I don't think it's going to make it. D4.
So it's not happening.
Yeah, because even with the 4, that's 25. So 23.
Man.
Oh, that's high. That was rough. I would say with the 23, well, she looks and just is like
Unimpressed.
Yeah, and it is like, what do you and she goes, "Are you what? Who are you? Why do you need these horses?"
I already told you.
Yeah, she doesn't care. I don't care. Listen, you shut up.
While those
Belden,
Dewey,
we need
wants
to go. And Miss, I'm keeping my 5 gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
get out of here before I call the guard.
If I think I can get out of here before the guards would catch me, I'm taking the horses.
Well, I was gonna say while they're talking to her, can I just try and
We're all just taking the horses.
All right,
I'm taking the horses.
Who has land vehicle proficiency?
Not me.
Is that a thing?
Yep.
It is.
How do
It
you
is
get
usually background, and there's different ways to get that proficiency, but that you need that to be proficient with horse.
Yeah. No.
All right. In that case, I need everyone who is trying to take one of these horses to make an animal handling check.
Oh, I'm okay with that. Natural 20.
Then
21.
Plus 4. Plus 4, so 24.
21.
21,
Yes.
21.
I got a natural
Yeah.
20.
10. So only Jack's there. Jack's got the 10. You know what though? That's really good. So with that group, I'm gonna say you're able to get these horses to convince. And Jax, your horse does not like you, but kind of likes the other horses, so just kind of follows along.
Can I
Even
chuck
that-
5
even that-
copper behind me as we ride off?
Okay, horse thieves.
These are
And-
now our horses for sure. I'm in 24. This is my horse for sure. Forever.
And you guys bust your way out. The word about you has gotten around, so you are let out as they see you. I mean, you're, especially with Belden with you, you're very noticeable. Oh, the people with the fur bow. Yes. Let's
Out of the
open
way.
gates.
Everybody move.
You make it. And especially with the horses, I'm going to say you're going to be able to make this here in the speed. Describe for me what your intent's going to be as you're moving. You're not going to have a chance to talk about this. So
Right.
so what I'm going to say this is, who's in the lead right now? Who'd be leading this? So Belden, how are you going to lead them? What's Belden going to do here?
Actually, I mean, I have an idea of where the rendezvous point is. Correct.
Yeah, I would say from the map, you know where to go.
Okay. So I would charge there as soon as possible, assuming that we're getting there with the horses. Are we getting there early or directly on time? Or is that depending on a roll?
Give me an intelligence roll from Belden to see how well he can figure this out.
All right. 17.
17.
Sorry, 16. Minus
16. Okay. I love it.
Belden has Asperger's.
I would say that you're going to get there. With that, you can get the idea that you will be there anywhere from a minute on time or a minute on late. So a minute early, on time, or a minute late.
Okay.
That's kind of the best you can figure out.
My decisions would be, if I can get there before something happens, I want to try and get the horses to an area where we could get down low and scout out what's going on.
Okay.
I am looking for the tiefling that had the object, and I'm going straight for that.
Yeah, I agree. The tiefling is my 300 gold. I want that tiefling.
Right.
I'm thinking about that caravan or the shipment is going to be attacked.
Okay.
Defense.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to focus on the shipment. Okay, so you guys are riding hard here, and you're moving past, and I would say that you get to the point where you just begin to see the shipment itself, and so you can. It's up to you. You can try to try to get even with it, and you'll probably be fairly close to the rendezvous point. You'll be at it, not rendezvous, but you'll be at the crossroads by the time you catch up to them. Or you can go to the side, and because you could probably go a little faster than them, or you could go to the side and kind of get to a more strategic point.
I apologize if this was said. Has the carriage already been commandeered by the bad guys, or?
I would say you're going to have to get pretty close to figure that out.
Okay.
What did they use? Sorry.
I mean, right now, my concern based on the goblin is that they're able to teleport away and we can't follow.
Right.
So
I guess what I'm saying is, are we trying to apprehend a kid, like a stolen goods, or are we chasing after stolen goods right now?
Yeah, I think that's up to you how you interpreted the information that she gave you. So you can tell me what the party thinks here.
So if I remember right, the goblin said everything was a success. The carriage is on its way. So the carriage left as more or less stolen goods.
Stolen goods. Got it. Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah, then I mean, assuming that I know that information, forget my plan. I'm going to just jump right on that carriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the four of you are gaining, and I think at this point the carriage starts to try to move a little faster.
Okay.
As they're just seeing four horses coming right at it. Whether
of
that's
them
them or
lava
not, you're not sure. Yeah, they're just and you catch up to this, and you see that it is you clock human gadget guard gentleman and pushing through, and just out of your sight you see two goblins pop out and a drow gentleman come out with his hands like glowing with power and magic as they kind of take steps forward behind this bush. So I think you just see this, and there's arrows that fly towards you. There's bolts of energy that's going towards the driver.
Oh no. Okay.
And we will pick up next week.
Wait, so is everyone shooting at us?
So the driver's not doing that. The
arrows are coming from the goblins.
Yes.
Okay.
And the bolt of energy is coming from a person.
Okay.
You see these off the road, like behind some bushes coming up.
I thought there was a guard that was also like shooting at us. Like, yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you, DM. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Likewise.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, very fun, guys. I loved it. Good stuff.
That was super fun.
I'm wondering how much of this 300 gold is going to be deducted for the horses.
Well,
we still have to collect this.
That is clearly a tomorrow problem.
you know, Belden's gonna go back and pay. I mean,
with your share.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I offered her 5.
For your 5. Yes.
I offered her 5. She didn't take it.
Dewey, your cat is the cutest thing on the planet. That was so freaking funny. I felt like I was the only one noticing that the cat was like,
oh no,
like just
Yeah,
reaching
just
for
like-
the mic.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's like, come on, I want the mic.
All right, come here. Everyone wants to say hi to you. Come on.
Yes, let's see the kitty.
What's up?
Oh, hi. She's a baby.
This is Loki.
Oh,
She's
awesome name.
She's a troublemaker, and her sister Thor is quietly sleeping this whole time, not bothering anybody.
That's on brand.
Yeah.
Yep. The two personalities of cats.
that was fun. I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
a
fun.
great
Thank
time,
you,
guys.
That was my first ever session, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Same. That was.
That was both your first sessions?
I've played before, but like much looser, basically, and it was like in person years and years ago. But
My
my
first ever session ever.
You guys both did great. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
appreciate it. Thanks.
Fun. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and put in the next session on
Sure.
next few sessions on there, and all of you will automatically be signed up because it's a campaign. It just does it.
Okay.
So we'll see everybody same time next week. It'll be a new link, so I will send that next week, probably on Friday.
Cool.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I just to let you guys, I'm so sorry because this was just kind of like a last minute thing of deciding to do this. I'm going to be out of town on Friday. I might still be able to jump in.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that might be a little tricky. We'll see.
All right. Yeah.
just
Give me.
give us that,
If you give me a little bit of notice, especially on Friday, I can go ahead and make sure you're not charged for that, man.
Okay. Cool.
But just
I
let me
can
know for
definitely-
sure there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can definitely let you guys know.
sometime Friday. All right, and so we'll see you, Abdul, man. Abul. I'm sorry. What's your name?
Oh, Martin, my name.
Monty. I just saw Abul. I was like, I realized that's probably your character's name, and I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's probably the last name. Sorry. What was it again?
Martin.
Martin. Martin, man, it was great seeing you. So see you next week too. All right,
Thanks for jumping in, guys.